Welcome to Week 6 of Football Fridays in Georgia here on Georgia Public Broadcasting. Tonight, we're in Loganville, Georgia, where the undefeated and 5th-ranked Grayson Rams will take on region rival, the Comets of South Gwinnett.
Hey everybody, I'm Claire Sims. Coming up, I'll let you know how special high school students like these guys all over the state are getting a special jump start on college.
Matt Stewart coming up in our College Football Hall of Fame recruiting segment. We'll take a look at a big-time junior defensive end who might end up being a Georgia Bulldog.
Yeah, and I'm Larry Smith. Extra Point segment also is coming up. The 3 keys to tonight's game and who we think has the advantage tonight.
All right, let's give a shout out to the Grayson cheerleaders. They're decked out in pink in honor of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. We've got the Rams, we've got the Comets. The All Access Pass pregame show is coming up next, live on GPB. Hi again and welcome to the Football Fridays in Georgia All Access Pass pregame show. Tonight we're live in Loganville, Georgia at Grayson Community Stadium, Britt Moody Field, where the undefeated Grayson Rams will take on their region rival, the Comets of South Gwinnett. Hi again everybody, I am Mark Harmon.
And I am Claire Sims. It is officially Week 6 of Football Fridays in Georgia. And you know, South Gwinnett, they are really excited about this. They had a great victory last week. They won 44-14 over Brookwood, but Grayson, their record's pretty darn good too. They're sitting at 5-0, not bad.
Picture perfect right now. So 5-0, a team coming in off a big win, should be a great clash tonight.
Yeah, exactly. And it's a game that both schools have been talking about all week long with our social media correspondent, Grace Olson. Let's check in with Grace and what the students are saying online. Grace?
Thank you, Claire. And like you guys have said, it's region rivalry time here tonight, and there's no better place to talk about that than on social media. That's why GPB Sports is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And on Facebook, we're going to have you fully covered from Grayson High School here tonight. So make sure to check us out. The only way you'll have access to all those photos, videos, updates, score updates is to like us on Facebook. And on Twitter, the Grayson students have been promoting all day long this Breast Cancer Awareness Month pink out that they're doing tonight. Here are a couple tweets from students Courtney and Ashley reminding everybody to wear their pink in support of promoting breast cancer. So we'll see a lot of that pink throughout the game. And even the athletes are involved on social media. We've got Rams linebacker Muhammad Berry tweeting, "We're going to show GPB Channel 8 what Ram Nation is all about." Who said we said rivalry games are always big games. So we're going to continue those tweets, retweeting to you tonight what the athletes are saying, what the cheerleaders are saying, what the fans are saying. And make sure to find us on Facebook because we're going to have updates and photos and videos all night long. Now, for many Grayson High School football players like Muhammad, it doesn't all begin once they hit high school. No, head coach Mickey Kahn is devoted to making that experience start long before high school begins. Here's the story. The Ram, a symbol of determination, action, and leadership. Those values form the cornerstone behind the Grayson football program. Built from the ground up 14 years ago by a 28-year-old. At the time, only a handful of years removed from his playing days at Alabama.
Some people may have more talent and some people might outsmart you, but don't let either of them outwork you. And those are words to live by. If you outwork your opponent, I think you're always going to give yourself a chance to win the ball game. And that's one of my favorite quotes I like to use from Bear Bryant.
Outworking the opponent is not just a motto on Ram territory, it's a way of life, one that makes for very long days. Since Mickey Kahn first launched the Grayson program back in 2000, he's emphasized consistency. How's that consistency built? Well, it can start by learning the fundamentals at an early age. And that's exactly what's happening here tonight, as these Little League Rams will one day take the field in varsity green and gold.
When I go watch the little kids play, I want to see them win. I want to see them doing the things that we're trying to do as a high school. Ultimately, they're going to be playing for us. And winning breeds winning.
He built this program when it was nothing. It was nothing. Now the whole town centered around Grayson football.
But Coach Kahn's brainchild doesn't happen without help.
He coaches really well. He makes you give all your effort. And he knows a lot from Coach Mickey.
Nick's coach, one of those varsity Rams in green and gold. Brother by blood, leader by football.
He's taken coaching from me very well. I love working with him. It's just really cool because I've been in the position before, and I had a player coach too.
I think they understand, what a coach goes through when they're trying to tell a little guy what to do. And I like it because I see how much they love their little brothers and they want to take that extra time and help.
I'm exhausted by the end of the day, but it's worth it. I'm going to be honest with you. Sometimes they run it better than we do at the high school. It's gotten to that point. These kids are unbelievable.
I want to try to work hard as he does. I try to put 110 every day.
Not a lot of programs are doing this, and we're giving up a lot of time and a lot of energy, but you know what? It's for a good cause. We want our school and our community to be the best.
All right, and here are a lot of those little Rams. Now, what's your favorite part of playing Ram football?
Well, I just like being able to play and just having fun playing with all my teammates.
Well, I know you guys have a lot of fun. I saw you out there that day practicing, and let's send it back over to Mark.
All right, thanks very much. Now, as Coach Mickey Kahn said, nobody works harder than his team. Well, nobody works harder than our play-by-play team of Matt Stewart and Larry Smith. Time now for a little chalk talk, little X's and O's in a segment we call Extra Point.
All right, Larry, let's take a look at the top 3 storylines in tonight's ball game. Let's start with line of scrimmage. Both of these teams have pretty stout defensive lines.
Yeah, they do, but Grayson right now getting a lot of pressure up front. 17 sacks already, 35 quarterback pressures as well. I think you'd agree we'll give the check mark to Grayson on that one.
Yep, absolutely. Rams get that. Turnover margin. Been a big problem for South Gwinnett in their losses, not being able to control the football. In fact, a big factor in their loss to Decula.
Yeah, in fact, even Mickey Kahn was talking about, we were talking to him here a few moments ago about the turnovers and even said, hey, maybe we can get a score off our defense. Grayson again?
I agree.
Okay, we'll go with that. There you go.
Muddy football or not, don't know. It's been raining all day. Looks like the rain might pass us by, hopefully, for the rest of this ball game. But it is still a wet track. Who can run the football? Who dominates the offensive line of scrimmage? They get the check mark there. Who's it going to be?
Yeah, I think so, too. I think Grayson, again, they've done so well running the ball, and they're at home as well. So if there are any muddy patches, they'll know where they are.
They
right?
know where they are. Grayson 5-0 for a reason. South Gwinnett 1-4, now 2-3 after they picked up a forfeit from Walton. A much better team than their record. We'll see who wins it tonight, guys.
Thank you guys so much. A positive attitude and mental toughness can really go a long way, whether you're playing football or trying to be successful in life. And so joining me now from Cigna for our signature moment, this is Dr. Robert Hamilton. Good evening. Thanks for being here.
Good evening. Thanks for having me.
All right, mental toughness, positivity. This can really put you a long way.
It really does. It influences not only football players, but all of us when we're in the office, when we're interacting with other people day by day. You really have to have that positive attitude and the confidence in what you're doing to get the full physical performance that you're looking for.
And we're here at Grayson High School tonight. They are no strangers at all to positive attitudes. We actually have some video from them in the semifinals in 2011 when they were down, but they were able to go for that last-minute touchdown and win the game. And so for football players or for anybody, what is it about that last minute, that can keep you going?
It's really important to keep that positive mental attitude, particularly at the end of a physical contest. When you're fatigued, that's the time that your body starts to give out and when your mental toughness takes over. A lot of people are real enthusiastic at the beginning of a game, whether it's football, golf, whatever it may be, you're real fired up. But by the end of the game, you're getting tired, fatigued, and that's when the positive attitude and the mental toughness really comes into play and makes a difference between being a champion and losing the game.
And for those of us who don't play football, that positive attitude can also help us reduce stress, right?
Oh, absolutely. The physical activity and the endorphins that you have going in your brain that really helps you handle stress, you're able to be more relaxed, more confident when you have that positive attitude, for sure.
And exercise actually can help you stay positive, right?
Absolutely. Both the physical and mental, they go together and they feed off one another.
All right. Dr. Robert Hamilton for our signature moment. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure.
All right, we're getting ready for this big game, Grayson and South Gwinnett. The Commas are coming off a big win, 44-14 over Brookwood. Let's set it over to John Nelson, the head coach of the Comets, Coach John Small. John?
Thank you very much, Mark, here with the coach. And now we talk about first season non-region schedule. The biggest lesson that you pulled from non-region schedule would have been what?
Well, you got to stay in the game for 48 minutes. We played some close ball games early in non-region and fell short at the end of the game, had a lead going into the fourth quarter, and came up on the short end of the stick. And really proud of the way our kids have responded. It's a resilient group, and they fought hard. And last week we came back and got a big region win against a crosstown rival. And so I think they're learning how to close games out.
And here in Region 8, it's always a rivalry game every week. You talked about Brookwood, and what's the rivalry with Grayson like for those who've never seen it?
It's probably unlike any other. It's a huge rivalry game. You know, you respect the school, you respect them, but on Friday nights you want to beat them as much as you can. But it's kind of a rivalry between the kids, between the communities, and so forth. It's a healthy rivalry, I promise you.
And at the same time, though, this point of the season, you're getting a lot of great effort from a lot of younger players that are going to be around for the next couple seasons.
Yeah, I've been real proud of those kids. The one thing I've been proud of is our seniors that may not play as much because we have a lot of younger kids playing, is the leadership they provided. Very unselfish group. It's not about them, it's about the team. And they've really taken on a role to help these young kids develop as not just football players, but as students and young men. And I've been really pleased and really proud of this group of seniors.
All right, last question for you. Let's play the match game. To beat Grayson tonight, I need to do blank.
Need to play our game.
There you go. Play our game. So go play your game and go get them ready.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thanks for your time. Let's send it back over to Mark and Claire.
You know, John always wanted to be a game show host.
That makes so much sense.
It does.
It all is coming together.
Well, coming up on the All Access Pass pregame show, Matt Stewart is back. He's going to talk a little recruiting.
Plus, if you're a high school student, we want to hear from you how you can help us prevent other students from dropping out and take home $2,500. That's not bad. That and much more as Football Fridays in Georgia's All Access Pass continues right here.
Football Fridays in Georgia on GPB is made possible in part by Regions Bank. It's time to expect more. Georgia's Electric Membership Corporation, lighting the way. Technical College System of Georgia, learn more, earn more. Cigna, go you. And viewers like you, thank you.
You look twice before crossing. You exercise, you choose the salad occasionally. But when it comes to staying well, physically, financially, emotionally, going it alone is hard. So Cigna has your back and your knees 24/7, in sickness and in health. Answering your questions, giving you some coaching, helping you get well and stay well. That's having a partner who's with you all the way. Cigna.
Each week, GPB brings you the latest in high school sports.
Hi again, everybody.
But we want to hear what you have to say. Tell us what's going on with your team. Share your favorite moments. Post your own pictures and videos. And let everyone know why your team will go all the way.
This is the best you've ever seen. You haven't seen a game until you've been to one of the games.
Just log on and like us on Facebook, where you can post comments, pictures, and videos to earn your own team bragging rights. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter, too.
On Masterpiece Mystery.
Oh, what have we got?
Inspector Lewis returns for more murder in Oxford.
These people have moved from vandalism to arson to murder.
Starring Kevin Waitley and Lawrence Fox.
Who's actually in charge here?
Inspector Lewis on Masterpiece Mystery.
Sunday at 9 on GPB.
Welcome back to the GPB All Access Pass pregame show as we get ready for kickoff between the South Gwinnett Comets and the Grayson Rams.
You know, several of the guys are going to be playing tonight are going to be playing on Saturdays at the collegiate level in the years to come.
Yeah.
So that'll be exciting to follow them. We now welcome in our play-by-play man, Matt Stewart, with the College Football Hall of Fame recruiting roundup. So let's start off with the home team, South Gwinnett. They've got a young running back who a lot of people are looking at.
Yeah, Christian Malloy. In fact, they have three freshmen that you'll want to keep your eye on tonight. But let's start with Christian Malloy. He's number 18. He's rushed for 366 yards in their first 5 games, averaging about 6 yards per carry. This is a young man that you're going to watch tonight and in years to come, but just one of 3 freshmen to keep an eye on. Justin Maskall, their defensive end, has already been offered by Clemson. He's number 93. And Robert Cooper, their nose tackle, number 73, is 344 pounds. All 3 of those freshmen will play tonight, Mark, and play big-time minutes.
Wow, on the defensive side of the ball, how about Chase Reed, a linebacker?
Chase Reed is their linebacker, a 3-year starter. He's their leading tackler, and he's also their leading quarterback sacker, number 50. They're just happy that he's here. Back in spring, he was goofing around in the back of a pickup truck, fell out of it, hit his head. They really thought that he would not make it. Next day, he woke up in the hospital and walked out. He has been an inspirational leader for this team, not to mention a producer on the field as well.
Man, that is a terrific story. How about the Grayson Rams? They've got a couple of really good defensive guys. Let's start out with Daniel Fennell.
Yeah, Grayson has one of the best defenses in the entire state, and you're going to see that tonight. Fennell is the number 18 inside linebacker in the nation, rated by the 24/7 Sports composite rankings. He has 20 offers, including Texas A&M, Michigan State, and Wisconsin. Those are probably his leaders. In fact, Mickey Kahn says the Spartans are probably the team out in front for him right now. He has one official visit planned. That's for the November 9th game between Michigan State and Ohio State. But he also says he keeps in touch with Georgia Tech, really likes the Yellow Jackets defensive coordinator Ted Roof, so don't count Georgia Tech out yet.
And one other Grayson player, they've got a big senior D lineman.
Actually, this is a junior defensive end that we're going to talk about here, Mikael McDaniel. He'll also play offensive tackle tonight because of an injury, but McDaniel had announced a couple of weeks ago that Georgia was his favorite among his 8 offers. Last Friday, he picked up an offer from the Auburn Tigers when former Georgia defensive line coach Rodney Garner offered him. And, he also says he likes Miami and Clemson. But he says he likes Georgia the best because his fellow defensive end, Justin Young, who is a senior, is already committed to Georgia. And he also really has bonded with the Bulldogs D-line coach Tracy Rocker.
Matt, nobody knows recruiting like you do. Thanks for coming on.
Absolutely.
All right, it's Matt Stewart's College Football Hall of Fame Recruiting Roundup.
If you're watching us right now, chances are you've got a smartphone, an iPad, a computer, or something nearby, and we want you to use that so that we can hear from you. Let's check in with our social media correspondent, Grace Olson. She's checking in with the fans. Grace?
That's right, Claire. This isn't the only big game going on tonight. There are a lot of big games going on around the state, including in Region 1, where the 5-0 Valdosta Wildcats and the 5-0 Camden County Wildcats are taking each other on, and this is a video they tweeted of their send-off today. You can see all the smoke machines. You can't hear it, but the cheerleaders are cheering. The bands are going crazy. Everyone is so excited to send off those Valdosta Wildcats. So we'll keep that score, keep track of that for you guys all night long and relay that information to you. Also on this handy blue iPad is the GPB football app. There's no better way to stay track of the scores and the schedules and the rankings all season long, plus the news and the blogs that we write. You can get the sports team blogs all week long, so make sure to download the app. It's free from the App Store, and let's send it back over to Mark.
You know, I'd buy that app, but it's free.
It's free.
So that's
no
a
need.
good thing. You know, students all over the state of Georgia are doing more than earning a high school diploma. They're earning college credit.
Yeah, the program is called Early College, and it helps engage at-risk students who might not otherwise pursue higher education. The first Early College started in Atlanta in 2005, and it's been helping kids get college credit ever since.
If I were to do an informative speech, that's at the top of my list.
Freshman Ashley Sheets walks through her upcoming assignments with a study group inside the Georgia State University Library. This may look like a typical scene on a college campus, but these kids are anything but ordinary. All of them are high school students enrolled at GSU's Early College program.
It also just prepares me better for when I actually go into college full-time versus just part-time. So I'm learning all the tricks of the trade earlier than most, which will put me in advance to all the other incoming freshmen at college.
Early College selects minority and low-income teens who have the potential to do well academically, but often underperform in a traditional school setting.
I would be sitting in somebody's class bored out of my mind.
The program offers an accelerated high school track so that students like Alvin Price don't lose interest.
I like early college because your classes are one semester long and they count for a whole year. And they pack a whole year of knowledge into one semester, which is brilliant because you just fly right through it. It was like, before you know it, you've done like 75% of what you need to graduate high school.
And that allows Price and other students to spend their final 2 years of high school getting a jump start on college.
The student that may not have even thought about college. We have so many of our students that said college was not on my list of things to do in life. But with early college, now I can consider it.
For these students, the cost of college can be one of the biggest obstacles. But Early College uses a combination of scholarships and grants to pay for the students' tuition, fees and books.
After you realize you can go to college for free while you're still in high school, you have to absolutely be motivated to just go ahead and continue your educational journey in high school.
After high school, the program helps students identify scholarships that will help them finish their degree. Price says he loves the freedom he feels being a dual-enrolled student at Georgia State. He has all the same privileges as any other student, but that freedom didn't come free.
Did I mention that it was rigorous in high school? You should put emphasis on that. It's not easy getting here, but once you get here, you'll enjoy it.
Remember, Alvin warned you, it is rigorous in high school. For more information on early college programs in your area, visit gaearlycollege.org. And we want you to help us tackle the issue of students dropping out of high school. So we have a campaign called Stop the Drop, and it's designed to help improve Georgia's graduation rates. So we're inviting high school students from across the state to take part in this year's video contest. Make a 30-second video showing us why students in your community drop out and how all of us can help encourage them to stay in school and earn that diploma. At the end of the season, we'll highlight the best videos and people will vote online for their favorite. The winners will get a chance to see their video right here on GPB, and the first prize winner is going to take home $2,500. Second prize is going to snag $500. So visit gpb.org/stopthedrop for all the contest details. Stop the Drop is a joint venture between GPB and the United Way of Greater Atlanta.
All right, time now to send it over to John Nelson and to Cigna's Rachel Freeman for a very big presentation. John?
That is correct, Mark. We are here with Dana Pugh, the principal of Grayson, and Rachel's off to my left, as she always is. And ladies, if you would please present. Right, there you go. This is what's going to Grayson. Rachel, it's your time.
Thanks, John. It's great to be here again with GPB Sports. And Mr. Pugh, we are happy to present a check to Grayson High School for $1,000 from Cigna.
Mr. Pugh, thanks for letting us come and party with you tonight.
Well, thank you so very much. And on behalf of the Board of Education, I am so proud to accept this check on behalf of Grayson High School. And we're glad that you guys are here with us tonight.
All right, thanks for your time, and we'll catch up with you at the half.
You're very welcome.
Mark, let's send it back over to you.
I want to go to the bank when they cash that big check and see the teller's eyes.
Do the cheerleaders have to go?
Yeah, the cheerleaders go too. Coming up on the All Access Pass, John Nelson, he comes back as he patrols the entire state in his segment of John's Georgia.
Plus, Mark is going to talk to Grayson head coach Mickey Kahn as we count down to kickoff on Football Fridays in Georgia's All Access Pass right here on GPB.
Georgia cotton farmers want you to know cotton is grown in 91 Georgia counties on over 1 million acres. Cotton makes a $2.5 billion economic impact and accounts for over 15,000 jobs in Georgia. Cotton's innovative production has lowered water use per pound of cotton by 75% since 1980. One bale of cotton can make 215 pairs of denim jeans or 700 towels. Cotton is a natural choice for Georgia.
Let's go down to John Nelson, who's having a whole lot of fun. Is that John Nelson, the conductor? Yeah.
I grew up in DeKalb County, so I knew all about their reputation. World-renowned, high-powered, high-octane, and to get the chance to conduct that band on Football Fridays in Georgia, are you kidding me? To be able to climb on that ladder and get them through a number in one piece, it's one of the coolest things I've ever got the chance to do here at GPB. I cannot wait to see what this season brings. Go on to GPB Sports Facebook page and let us know some of your favorite moments.
If you're a good Georgian, you love your barbecue.
I think that's awesome. Yeah. Flavor to it.
I want to eat some barbecue.
Okay.
That is meaty deliciousness.
Nom, nom, nom.
Sunday at 7 on GPB.
During this performance, one student will drop out of high school. Be there for your big finish.
Welcome back to GPB's All Access Pass, coming to you live from the scene of a beautiful sunset in Loganville, Georgia at Grayson Community Stadium, where the undefeated Rams are getting ready to host the Comets of South Gwinnett.
We thought we'd be dodging raindrops, but hopefully we're going to be okay tonight.
It is so pretty outside. I'll take the rain early in the day if we can get a little more of this.
All right. Grayson won the state championship in 2011. They are 5-0 right now on the season. That brings us to John's Georgia, brought to you by
Georgia's EMC.
All right. We got topic number 1, and you've got an undefeated team in Dooley County to talk about.
Dooley County made it to the championship game a couple of years ago with Montravius Adams, who's now making impact at Auburn. We're going to spend some time in Middle Georgia EMC and Diverse Power for their big win last week against Pacelli. Pacelli was in control. Trey Sudbury gave him a 7-0 lead, but the third and fourth quarter were all Dooley County. Jerome Presley had 2 touchdowns, including the game winner, with 87 seconds left in regulation. Dooley wins 28-21 over Pacelli. Pacelli still off to a great start. 2 teams in single A knocking heads. That's it for topic 1. Mark, what's topic number 2?
How about topic number 2? A team top rated dropped 71 points in a game.
And that is Washington County. We're going to spend some time in Washington EMC to get you a look at the House of Pain. Last week, it was A.J. Gray and the Golden Hawks going up against Glen Hills. And next week in Backroads and Backfields, we're going to visit Sandersville and let you see who's probably the player of the year right now, regardless of classification. Washington County rolling. That's why they are top ranked in AAA, 71-0 over Glen Hills. Mark, that's topic number 2. What's topic number 3?
Let's talk about Screven County. That team undefeated.
And we're going to spend some time in Sumter EMC and Washington EMC for this one. 2 teams flying below the radar. Now it's only 1. Once again, Screven County, first 4-0 time since 2003. Big running attack. Tavarius Johnson, Malik Prescott, and Dante Wilburn gave them the win over Jeffco. So Screven County with the 12-7 win, they are now 5-0 on the year as they keep playing tonight. Mark, that's topic number 3. I guess that means it's time for the teas.
He is the author of 4 books. 2 on high school football in the great state of Georgia. John's Georgia, brought to you by
Georgia's EMC.
All right. Thank you. We'll see you at halftime along the sidelines as well.
You got it.
Okay, we're closing in the final kickoff. But first, just moments ago, I got a chance to talk to the head football coach of the Grayson Rams, Mickey Kahn, about tonight's big game.
Yeah, I'm really excited. Didn't know what the team was going to be like coming into the season, and we won some close games, and then we've had some big wins. So really proud of the way our kids are playing right now. The chemistry with the guys is really, really good right now.
Talk a little about your sophomore quarterback, Chase Bryce. He's played very well for you so far.
Chase is doing really good, as the whole team is. Our offensive line is blocking really well, and Cameron Brent's been running the ball well, and our receivers are catching it. I'm really proud of Chase. He's come in here as a sophomore, and he's shown a lot of poise and a lot of confidence, and he's executing, and really proud of what our offense has been able to do.
Grayson's always known for great defenses, and this year's team is stout as well.
Yeah, that was a big question mark again coming into the year, trying to get guys in the right spots, and it all starts up front. And our defensive line has been really good. I've got 4 really good linebackers, and our secondary's been playing well also. We've been pretty good against the run, and I really like the way we've improved against the pass this year.
Coach, what's it mean for you and your program to be on GPB statewide? You're undefeated and kind of showcasing the Rams program.
Yeah, hey, we're glad you guys picked us. We're a little nervous, but we're excited to be picked and be able to play on TV tonight. So it's really good for our community. It's good for our school, good for our kids. So we're excited.
All right, congratulations, Coach.
All right, thank you.
Mickey has built this program from the ground up, and he's been a great architect.
I don't think he has anything to be nervous about.
Nah.
No, not at all. All right. Well, if you are watching us at home tonight, we also want to remind you can join us online as well. Let's check in with Grace Olson to tell you how. Grace?
Thank you. Now, Coach Mickey Kahn is an alum of South Gwinnett High School, and I talked to him this week. I did an interview with him, and he kind of dishes about that experience of coming back and having to play a region rival that he graduated from. And you can find that interview and that article online at gpb.org/sports and on the GPB football app, where you'll also find a live stream of tonight's game. All you do is download the app free from the App Store and click Watch the Game. And if you have to walk away from your TV, there it is. Come over, model. Here's John Nelson to hold the iPad for me. But anyways, if you need to walk away from the TV, if you need to drive somewhere, whatever, just hold it in your lap. You can watch the game. It's streaming live all night long, so you don't need to miss a beat. Back over to you, Mark and Claire.
I think that's against the law.
Well, you know, he wanted to be a game show host. Now he wants to be one of those showcase models, I think.
He does a very good Vanna.
He does.
But please don't watch us as you drive. Let your passenger watch us as you drive.
That's right. I think we're getting lucky tonight. The raindrops, I don't think are going to come. The lightning's not going to come. We're just going to have a whale of a football game.
And we have a beautiful sunset. It is finally that time. We are counting down to kickoff.
All right, we got the Comets of South Gwinnett. We got the Rams of Grayson. It is game time on Football Fridays in Georgia, live on GPB.
Historians tell us that on this date, October 3rd in 1948, NFL football became the first sport televised as the sport of the week. Not baseball, not bowling, football. Now, you kids born into the high-def era have no idea what it was like to catch a game on TV back in those days, when snow was a constant problem. Not the precip kind as seen in this clip from the 1948 NFL championship game. Those are the Chicago Cardinals and the Philadelphia Eagles in there somewhere. No, we mean the fuzzy screen kind. Was that a pass? Was that a fumble? Mavis, get me some tin foil for the antenna. Times have indeed changed, and we can be crystal clear about tonight's game. These are a couple of well-matched teams. The past dozen years, Grayson's won 7 games to South Gwinnett's 5. The South Gwinnett Comets hail from Snellville, Georgia. Their football team first took the field in 1957. They have a couple of region champion trophies to their credit and plenty of postseason play. For the past 10 seasons, John Small has been head coach. Grayson High School has only been around since the new millennium, but in 14 short years, the Rams have more than made a name for themselves under the leadership of Mickey Kahn, the only coach this team has ever known. The Rams have 5 region championships to their credit and took the state 5A title in 2011. It's rare for them not to make the playoffs. You're about to catch every action-packed second, thanks to the enduring marriage of television and football. Live on Football Fridays in Georgia.
Time to play some football.
That's a championship team right there.
It's a hot time tonight.
Welcome to Grayson Community Stadium for another Football Friday in Georgia on GPB. Tonight, Region 8, 6A action as the South Gwinnett Comets take on the 4th-ranked and undefeated Grayson Rams. And here's a look at the region standings. You see the Grayson Rams tied with Decula on top at 3-0. And good evening, I'm Matt Stewart, joined by Larry Smith. And Larry, we're right in the middle of the Grayson community right now for the start of this ball game. And I think it's safe to say the Grayson Rams are back at 5-0, playing like the state championship contenders, the state champions that they were in 2011. They have converted to a hybrid wing T offense, but the big story for this team has been their defense, allowing just 9 points per game, which is best in 6A, led by a couple of defensive ends, Justin Young and Mikkel McDaniel, who might end up being Georgia Bulldogs.
Yeah, they might. Justin Young, definitely, we know that. He committed to Georgia last spring. He's an outstanding defensive end. 4 sacks against Parkview last week, I should say. He's got 8 already on the season. He handles one bookend of that 3-4 defense for Mickey Kahn. On the other side, it is Mikkel McDaniel. He's only a junior, says that Georgia is his leader, but a lot of schools are looking at him. Auburn was in town this week trying to woo him over to the Plains. McDaniel has great feet. In fact, let's see him actually work on offense, taking place on the offensive line as well due to an injury for Grayson.
Meantime, South Gwinnett is 1-4 on the football field. They're 2-3 officially. They picked up a forfeit from their Walton game within the past 24 hours, coming off their best game of the season, a 44-14 victory over Brookwood last Friday. This is a team that is better than their record, but to win tonight against Grayson, they've got to get a great game from their junior quarterback, Josh Shem, and also their freshman running back, Christian Malloy.
Yeah, a lot of youth on this Comets starting lineup here. Let's talk Josh Shem first, the quarterback, just a junior. Played a lot as a sophomore last year, 52% completion, but really coach says, he's just got to just play his game and does not make mistakes. He kind of gets caught up a little bit, gets down on himself. 5 interceptions, can't make turnovers tonight against this Grayson defense. And you mentioned the young freshman running back. How outstanding is he? Again, only a freshman. The coach says has just an innate ability to run the football. Christian Malloy averaging 73 yards a game. He will be big tonight for South Gwinnett if they're going to get a victory in this very tough atmosphere here at Grayson High School.
And this is also a big rivalry game. This is the 13th consecutive year they have met since 2002. The third member of our team is John Nelson. He's in the community too. He's down on the sideline.
Thank you very much, Matt and Larry. Good evening, everyone. However you are accessing us this evening, if it's on GPB TV, gpb.org, or the GPB Sports app, let's talk about the ups and downs of high school football. And all you have to do is look at what Grayson has done since 2011. 2011, all of the expectations, national rankings, and they go to the championship at the Georgia Dome using Robert Kimdichie in pretty much any way humanly possible, including battering ram to get a championship. Get quick touchdown for Kimdichie, and then Nick Schuessler gets a big game on the board by touchdown passes to Hightower. You want to talk a rolling quarterback in Schuessler, finding receivers all night long. He did it. Grayson got the championship that Nicky Kahn had been wanting ever since he built the program from AA at the beginning of the century. But 2012, everybody comes back for their senior season and everything crashes. Number 1 preseason in the country. They lose in Week 12, finish up 10-2. A lot of disappointment for everyone in the Grayson community. Then, after 2012, they lose 22 seniors, 22 starters. Everyone graduates. 2013 was a rough year for Grayson, going 4-6, including losing their last 3 games of the season. 2014, Matt and Larry, it looks like they're hitting full song. So let's light this Loganville candle. Let's kick it off.
Sounds good. Looking forward to it. Great crowd has gathered here for the Grayson Rams and the South Gwinnett Comets. Exciting to see this South Gwinnett team play, because obviously everybody to a man, Larry, says they have been better than their record under head coach John Small, who's in his 10th season with 55 victories. This is a team that had the lead in the 4th quarter in their first 3 games and lost all 3.
Yeah, as you mentioned, he said they've been very close every single game, just like you said. This is a tough contest, and again, on the road as well, as we talked about a moment ago. 13th year in a row they have played, so it's really been quite a rivalry here in Gwinnett County with these two. And again, Coach was saying Grayson very good on defense. They always are. Really likes their linebacker crew, and says the key to tonight, you have to want to make them earn everything they get. Receivers got to make catches. They got to make plays.
Time for our GoBuildGeorgia.com kickoff. Learn a skill, build a career. Do it now at GoBuildGeorgia.com. Assay will take the opening kickoff from inside the 5-yard line. And Cedric Assay with a nice return of 33 yards out to the 36. And that's where the Grayson Rams will start on offense for the first time tonight, led by their sophomore quarterback, Chase Bryce. He's a good-looking kid, 6'3", 190 pounds. He has completed 65% of his passes for 934 yards. That's just under 187 a game, 8 touchdowns, and more importantly, 0 interceptions. Cameron Brent with the first carry of the ball game, and not much running room for Cameron Brent as we take a look at the Regions Bank starting lineup for the Grayson Rams, and McDaniel getting the start in place of the injured sophomore Will Taylor. Martin, Inman, Shaddix, he's going to be the pulling guard, and Jackson, another sophomore tackle. The wide receivers are Assay, Stinson, Schuessler, and Warren, and the running back is Cameron Brent. Second down and 7. Pump fake, go up top for Assay. Actually, Warren the intended target. Deshaun Warren the intended target that time. As we take a look at the defense, brought to you by Regions Bank in the 3-man front for the Comets of Martinez, Woods, and Brown. Linebacking core of Richards, Robinson, Reed, their leading tackler, Wright, and Brotherton. And in the secondary, Warner, Skyers, and Buckmeyer. Skyers, their leading tackler in the secondary. Third down. Inside screen to Asay. And Asay is going to be tackled by Logan Wright, the linebacker, short of the first down, and the Rams look like they'll have a 3-and-out on their opening possession.
You know, that's a nice play right there by that defense to again, you know, they were a little bit out of position there on defense. As again, the punt team now comes out. But a great job there by Wright to stay right there with it and make the tackle and force fourth down.
13th all-time meeting. Grayson leads 7-5. They've won 6 of the last 8 meetings. But last year, the Comets, a 28-21 victory in Snellville. McGugan on the punt. Jalen Fleming, a good-looking sophomore, back to take it at the 20-yard line. And Fleming not going anywhere as he's going to be submerged back at the 18-yard line. Rams say they've recovered a fumble, and it looks like they have. So we go right to the turnover theme right away, Larry. And turnovers have been a big problem. That's the 10th turnover for the Comets here in their 6th game of the season. The Rams going to take over inside the 20.
Yeah, and that hurts, Matt, because that's one. Watch this on the replay here. The defense had stopped you 3 and out. That ball right there, that's the first thing to look at on film on Monday. That ball was way too loose right there. It's an easy strip by the defense. Grayson with a big advantage here.
1st and 10 for the Rams from the 19. Warren in motion. Handoff goes to Brent. And Cameron Brent inside the 5-yard line and into the end zone. Strong run by the junior running back, Cameron Brent. He goes 20 yards for his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Rams instantly turn the turnover into points.
Yeah, that really hurts. As we talked about, boy, just the first play after that, it could not be a worse start for South Gwinnett. And you're not even 2 minutes into the game, and again, the turnover, 1 play later, a touchdown. That puts a lot of pressure on a defense that played well in the first series.
Austin Hoyt, the former rec league offensive lineman and linebacker, their PAT kicker, puts it through. And the Rams have taken a 7-0 lead on the 20-yard touchdown run by Cameron Brent.
As we take a look at the touchdown right here, let's take a couple of looks at this. That's the TCSG touchdown replay on here. You see the hole, but look at the effort here by Brent. Now, the line did a great job of blocking for him, but this is just effort right here. Count the white shirts that he just bowls right over. He sees a seam right here. Good running backs do that. He just powers his way through. About a half a dozen white shirts get a crack at him, but they can't make it happen. Great run right here by Cameron Brent, and Grayson gets on the board first, 7-0.
Very similar start to their Decula loss for South Gwinnett. They had interceptions in 2 of their first 3 plays against Decula a couple of weeks ago and fell behind 14-0 in the opening 2 minutes. Here they fall behind a touchdown in the opening 2 minutes against Grayson.
Well, you know, Matt, we were talking to Coach here this week, and the one thing he said about his team, he said, we're a pretty resilient group. And you pointed out they fell behind early last week to Decula, kept fighting, and they're behind here early, less than 2 minutes in.
Jalen Fleming, who just fumbled the punt, will take the kickoff from the 4. And Fleming with room to run, and the kicker to beat. Flag down and an official down at the 40-yard line. Great return by Jalen Fleming. The sophomore goes 57 yards, perhaps redeeming himself for that fumbled punt.
Yeah, well, I tell you what, the coaches right here are nervous. You don't want to catch any kind of kick over your head like that, but Fleming, just a sophomore, hubris of the young, speed of the outstanding and athletic, and runs right into the official there. Hope that he's okay. He's back on his feet now. Jalen Fleming, exciting way to get South Gwinnett into Grayson territory.
And no flag on the play. That was actually a towel that ended up on the field. Shim, the quarterback, slings it out there, complete. A pickup of 5 or 6 on the play. Elijah Shaw, their leading receiver, that's his 28th catch of the season, puts him over 300 yards receiving.
Just a sophomore, Matt. Again, we talked about all the youth here. Shaw, sophomore wideout. Malloy, freshman running back. There's a lot of youth right here. Fleming's a sophomore.
And Fleming played last year, one of 7 freshmen who played a year ago. Antonio Woods on the carry, and Woods slams his body down to about the 31-yard line as we take a look at the Regions Bank starting lineup for the Comets on offense. Trigg, Pittman, Prime, Dumas and Reed. Dumas I saw do a backflip. That's their right guard in full pads, do a backflip during their pregame warm-ups. Fleming is the wide receiver along with Hussey and Johnson and Shaw, and Malloy is the tailback. It's 3rd down and 1. I don't think he got the first down. Again, Antonio Woods, the sophomore running back, getting the first carries here instead of the freshman Christian Malloy. And it's going to be 4th down and probably going for it right here. 4-down territory.
Good surge right there by the inside linebacker, Denzel Wright, number 44, and the Holster green shirts right there. And that's one where, again, on those short plays, 3rd and 1, 4th and 2 now. The Lions got to get good push to get some yardage to get the first down.
Malloy in there, gets the handoff, and he's going to be dropped back at the 35-yard line. Big time play on the edge by Chris Martin, the nose tackle, and the ball goes over on downs.
It's just a tough play right here. Way to get in there. Kind of trips up. Just went to make a cut. His foot slipped. And we talked about it again. This field is damp, not as wet, not as muddy as we thought it could be, but it is a wet field. And that tripped up Malloy on that play.
He did get tripped up. It was the penetration of Chris Martin, however, their nose tackle, that blew up the play. And the ball goes over on down. 2nd possession now for the Rams. 1st and 10 from their own 33. Actually, their 3rd possession, pardon me. They were 3 and out on their first, and then a 1-play touchdown drive following the fumble. No running room that time for Cameron Brent. Brent gets stopped. That's Chase Reed, their senior linebacker, a stout 5'10", 250 bowling ball, dropping Brent right there at the line of scrimmage. And there's Mickey Kahn, the 15th year head coach of the Grayson Rams. 119-45 his record with a 2011 state championship. He started this program back in 2000. It was an old country school back then, and the Atlanta suburbs have grown out to meet it. Bryce, the Schuessler, the quarterback a year ago. In fact, the young man that Bryce replaced as the quarterback after he'd suffered a concussion last year. Schuessler with the catch, his 9th of the season.
Yeah, Schuessler with some nice size right here. And these guys just pitch and catch. Always great to have a quarterback that you can throw to because he knows how to get open, knows what Chase is looking for.
His brother Nick was the quarterback here when they won the state championship. And now at Clemson University, as are 2 other former Grayson alum football players. 3rd down and short now for the Rams. Bryce looks that way again. That's a 1st down pitch and catch. Note they're going to rule incomplete at the 47-yard line. Jordan Hightower unable to hold on to the ball. Now 4th down and short, and looks like they will punt. McGugan comes on the field again, number 61.
You know, a nice job by the South Gwinnett defense here in the first few minutes. Again, they're down 7-0 because of the special teams fumble, but it's 2 3-and-outs that they've gotten already in this Grayson offense.
Yeah, John Small tells us that the defensive line has pretty much been the strength of this South Gwinnett team so far this season. McGugan, little rush, a booming kick off the foot of McGugan. Fleming goes back and catches it over his shoulder, a fair catch, and that's the 2nd time we've seen Fleming catch the ball over his shoulder. A 46-yard bomb off the leg of Austin McGugan. And the Comets will go on offense inside their own 10-yard line when we get back.
Football Fridays in Georgia on GPB is made possible in part by Regions Bank. It's time to expect more. Georgia's Electric Membership Corporation, lighting the way. Technical College System of Georgia, learn more, earn more. Cigna, go you. And viewers like you, thank you.
Right now I'm about 100 feet high, traveling at about 50 miles an hour, just thinking about where I should go next. If you have any ideas? Visit us on our Georgia Traveler Facebook page. Gotta go!
How could a Malaysian airliner disappear without a trace?
This aircraft has now become invisible.
What new technologies could prevent another disaster?
Surveillance is the next evolution of flight operations.
Nova investigates why planes vanish.
On Why Wednesday at 9, only on GPB.
5 minutes in here at Grayson, the Rams on top of South Gwinnett 7-0. Don't just watch the game. Engage with GPB Sports on social media, whether you're on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. We want you to be a part of the GPB Sports family. There's so much to see, so be sure to find GPB Sports on Facebook and Instagram and at GPB Sports on Twitter. Matt Stewart along with Larry Smith, John Nelson, and Grace Olson. Got the barbecue fired up here at Grayson Community Stadium, where the home team Rams are off to a 5-0 start this season.
In this stadium where the smells from the grill down there waft all the way here to the press box. Take a trip down there at halftime.
Comets go back on offense. They're at their own 12-yard line. Shim the handoff, nothing doing back there. And Shim ends up being dropped way back at the 5-yard line.
We talk all the time, Matt, about just up front and how huge it is to get that push on the front line. This front three here is really, really tough. Look at this. That's just big number 71 right there, Mikel McDaniel. Again, normally wears 91, but switch for tonight. He plays both ways here tonight for Grayson, and that's why he's one of the top junior defensive ends in the state, if not the country.
Announced 2 weeks ago, he's got Georgia as his favorite. Says he would have already committed, but his mother has told him when he commits, he can't go back on his word. So she wants to be a man of his word. So once he commits, no change or decommitting, as they like to call it in the recruiting community. So that's why he has not yet committed to Georgia, but he likes the Bulldogs a lot as we take a look at the Regions Bank starting lineup for Grayson on defense. Here we go. Young, Martin, and McDaniel. Young's already committed to Georgia. Peters, Fennell, Wright, Barry is committed to Wisconsin. Tiller, Hayes, Greenway, and Abasoy. And Hayes is committed to Duke. Shim throws and incomplete. Just trying to squeeze the ball in coverage. Through to Noel Hussey, and it's going to be 4th down. It's going to be hard to move the ball on this Grayson defense.
Yeah, it's good. A lot is on that young man's shoulders right there, Josh Shim. He's going to have to really just, again, if you don't get anything, don't force anything. Kind of a forced ball right there. A lot of coverage. Just don't give it away right now. It's a long, long game. Let your defense has played well so far. Let me get some stops for you. Come back next time and try it again.
Seth Johnston, the backup quarterback, is also their punter and nearly had it blocked. Jordan Hayes back deep, and he'll let it hit in front of him, roll dead, and Grayson's going to have great field position for their 4th possession of this first quarter following a 32-yard kick. Rams are going to go in business on the South Gwinnett side of the 50 at the 46.
Yeah, one more look at this. How in the world did he get this ball off, Matt? I mean, he's got guys all over the place. Tell you what, he actually was right there. Abasoy was there, but coming in from the other side, the other player there for Grayson, he could have had it.
Yeah, he didn't lay out in front of it and instead tried to just block it with one hand.
Yeah.
If he'd laid out, he would have gotten it. Cameron Brent looking for a hole and dances forward, picks up 4 or 5 yards on the play.
I like Brent. He's what I've seen, just a couple of runs, had the touchdown run here a moment ago. Good vision. Good running backs always have that, but he's shiftier than what you realize. Already 28 yards on 4 carries here early on in this game.
That puts him up over 600 yards for the season here in game number 6. That's Warren on the jet sweep. Staple of this wing tee offense. They now call it a hybrid wing tee offense. Mickey Kahn says they spent a lot of time relentlessly studying the game film of the Auburn and Clemson offenses during the offseason, and basically says their offense probably most resembles that which Gus Malzahn has run there at Auburn. Of course, Malzahn's been running that offense since his days at Springdale High School in Arkansas. It's 3rd down and short. Fake the jet sweep. Brent gets the handoff, and Brent not going to get there.
Great job.
I don't think he got there.
No, I don't think he did either.
Look at that big old number 73. Keep your eye on 73, Robert Cooper. He is a 6'1", 344-pound freshman. That means he's still growing.
And you've got some big boys along that line, and he's the biggest one of all. And he's 14, 15 years old. So we stop here for a measurement. You know, one thing in that last play, that second down play that we didn't get a chance to talk about was Brent and the block that he laid out to spring for the big run there by the other player. You know, and you talk about it again, Malzahn and that offense. He's been running forever. That offense helped Auburn win the title in 2010. And when you become a head coach and you bring them back from a losing record to the brink of another title, all of a sudden everyone wants to copy what you're doing.
It's because it worked. So here it is, 4th down and about 1.5 feet. They went to that offense because in the old wing T, people were just putting 10 people in the box, 10 players in the box and a safety deep and just challenging them to run the ball, and they felt like they were banging their head against a brick wall. So here we go, 4th down, less than 2 feet. Eric Patterson is our referee tonight. Well, that's going to change things right there. So now 4th instead of 2 feet, you're looking at 4th now and 5. They'll still go for it here. Another factor in the switch to the hybrid wing T, as Mickey Kahn likes to call it, is just a personnel issue. He says, we've got a lot of good wide receivers now. And a quarterback that can get it to him. Now they're facing a 4th and 5. And now they're going to call a timeout, and I think now they'll just bring the punt unit on and try to play a field position game here with South Gwinnett and try to pin them deep again by punting. Here's a look at the GPB Sports 6A Top 10 is voted on by our expert panel. That includes Larry and I. Colquitt County ranked number 1 at 4-0, Camden at number 2, and Lowndes number 3. All 3 of those teams are in Region 1. Region 1 in 6A is like the SEC Western Division. Then you've got Grayson out of Region 8 at number 4, North Gwinnett. State finalist a year ago. They're playing Norcross tonight. They are at number 5. Then you got Hughes, Decula. Decula also in this same region with Grayson. That's going to be a great matchup later this season, the Rams and the Falcons. McEachern going to see them next week against North Cobb. So we got 8 versus 10 next week on the GPB Game of the Week.
That's a tough lineup at 10 right there. Yeah, when you get into the voting, you always need one guy on the bottom end to kind of cancel out all the good votes. That's
you?
That's my purpose. So, and I'm okay. I'm happy to play my role, whatever it takes, man. I'm a team player.
So as I anticipated, now they are going to bring the punter McGugan back on. Grayson happy to play. This is classic Grayson style. This is the way they won state championships, playing stout defense in a field position game to, by pinning you deep and making you go 80, 90 yards on each possession. Ball bounces inside the 10. They're going to down it at the 2. What a super job of the punt unit right there. McGugan pinning them deep. McGugan has morphed into one of the top punters in the entire state. Last week we saw Ian Shannon, the number 2 ranked punter in the nation by 24/7 Sports Composite and committed to Auburn. Well, McGugan is a kid that was a long snapper in the rec leagues who wanted to punt. So basically he's just kind of dedicated himself to becoming a good punter, and he's become one of the best in the state.
Yeah, he has, and he reminds me a lot of what we saw from Shannon last week. That was just a perfect punt right there. Loft it up, let your quick guys get underneath, and down it, pin them deep inside, and now here they are, first down on their own 2.
See if South Gwinnett could avoid a turnover here. This has been a big problem for them. They lob it out there, high pass intended for Shaw. It's going to be second down. Josh Shim has completed 52.5% of his passes. 4 touchdowns, 5 interceptions here for the Comets this season. Passing for 131 yards per game. The other factor in the Josh Shim playbook is his ability to run the ball. He's rushed for 178 yards, 3.5 yards per carry. So that was a big part of the Grayson defensive game plan tonight, Larry, is to contain him and keep him from getting out and using those legs to pick up first downs. Christian Malloy Nice run by Malloy right there. Spins out, gets close to the sticks. Going to bring up a 3rd and short.
Yeah, a bit of that we saw Coach talking about, Coach Small, in our conversation with him. Just, again, an innate ability to run the ball. And you can see it right here. Great instincts. You can't teach that. Took what was a short gain and got an extra few yards. Makes it a 3rd and 2. It could have been 3rd and long. Nice effort there by the freshman.
He got 8 on that play, so 3rd down and 2. 3rd down's been a problem for the Comets this season. Not getting big plays on 3rds. They need a big play right here, and I don't think they got it. Unless Malloy was able to lean his body forward and pick up that 1st down.
It's going to be close. They ran really about the same play, it looked like.
They got it. Good for them. John Small moves the sticks.
Check out Christian Malloy once again, averaging 73 yards per game. Nice effort here. He just takes on the defender right there, Garland Peters, the outside linebacker, and that's a veteran move right there. Goes right into him and still has presence of mind to lean forward and get the 1st down.
1st and 10. Malloy trying to turn the corner. Good strong run by Malloy. Matthew Greenway, number 22, the safety, came up there and he was able to leap over Greenway and pick up a couple more yards. Greenway getting more playing time tonight. Mel Jenkins, their starting strong safety, tweaked his back, and they were giving him a run through there in pregame warmups to see if Jenkins could play, and they felt like he might be able to go a little bit, and he's back out there on the field right now after that play right there, which Greenway was out there. 2nd down. Oh, man. Stuck in the backfield. No running room for Antonio Woods. That was Muhammad Momo Berry making the tackle.
Yeah, Momo Berry going to play on the next level. You can see right here, just going right in, runs right past the blocker. It's hard to keep him out of the backfield. He's got such great speed and power, great instinct. Nice tackle for loss right there.
Yeah, Momo Berry committed to Wisconsin on June 18th. 24/7 Sports Composite, 3-star outside linebacker. 3rd down and medium now for the Comets. Shim fakes handoff. He's being chased by Justin Young, has to run and throw, and he throws it away. Justin Young put him on the ground, too. Big old Justin Young, committed to the Georgia Bulldogs. Good-looking 3-star defensive tackle at the next level. Plays defensive end here in this Grayson 3-4.
Yeah, Young was there. Look at big number 71 right there. Thought it was a running play, and that stopped him. Could have been a sack. But he hesitated just a moment with the fake right there. McDaniel and Young with these 2 bookends. This is a really, really tough front 3 that everyone's going to have trouble with this season.
Seth Johnston back on the punt, once again punting inside his own 5-yard line. Left footer gets it away, nowhere near Jordan Hayes. It does bounce toward him, however. Big bounce for the Comets of about 15 yards, so that's a fortunate bounce for South Gwinnett. And Grayson will take over at their own 39 with less than a minute to play here in the quarter. John Nelson down on the sideline. Nelly, what you got?
Well, it's that time where Region 1-6A decides to beat each other up for the next 5 weeks, and we'll take a look at how things are standing as they go into their 1st week of region play. 29-0. Now, guys, this is the first time I've ever seen anything like this, where all of the teams were undefeated through their non-region schedule. Matt, check your memories and see what your memory banks have to say about that. Yeah. But that, to me, is just as impressive as it gets. Right now, Camden leading Valdosta 7-0, benefit of a muff punt, and Colquitt is tied at 14. So let's send it back upstairs. We'll have more later.
Bryce given time, fires, complete to Schuessler. That's a 1st down across the 50 at the 46-yard line. 2nd catch of the ball game for Schuessler.
Yeah, big-time target right here, Schuessler. We talked about, again, these two like to play pitch and catch. Former quarterback Schuessler moves to, again, a wide receiver. One of this, Coach Kahn was talking about so many great receivers right now, and Schuessler is one of those great targets. Assay, outstanding. We'll see Carrier later. Warren.
Handoff, Cameron Brent. He does a good job of just finding that space in the defense and getting that extra yard. Malik Robinson, the linebacker, making the tackle that time, but Brent picks up about 4.
What I like about this Rams offense right now, I mean, you don't lose anything if you go run or pass. You got the big pass there to get in across midfield into Comets territory, come back with a run. Nice 4-yard gain. Good mix of offense here. Run and pass for Grayson.
Final play of the 1st quarter likely right here. Or we might have already had it. We have. First quarter going to end right there. Grayson, the early 7-0 lead. They cash in on a South Gwinnett fumble and turn it into a 20-yard touchdown run by Cameron Brent. 12 minutes done. Rams on top.
Nothing prepares you better for a great career than the Technical College System of Georgia. TCSG colleges produce graduates with the knowledge and training today's top employers are looking for. With campuses across Georgia, state-of-the-art facilities, and outstanding instructors with real-world experience, it's the kind of affordable college education that will fast-track you into a rewarding career. We're building a better future for you. Contact the TCSG College in your area today or go to tcsg.edu.
At the heart of our community are the businesses that don't skip a beat. Georgia's electric membership cooperatives stand behind local commerce. Whether keeping farms running or shining a light on new ventures, we bring business, large and small, to our communities. Creating jobs, driving development, supporting dreams. Georgia's EMCs, powering our businesses, lighting the way.
Some questions can't wait until morning. So I'm one of many nurses at Cigna with answers, anytime, day or night. I'm Lauren, and I've got your back.
I'm not sick. I'm not sick. I'm not sick.
She's perfectly healthy.
Cigna covers preventive care. That's having your back.
The new College Football Hall of Fame and Chick-fil-A Fan Experience puts fans closer to the game experience. Featuring over 30,000 square feet of college football interactive exhibits. Tickets available at cfbhall.com.
If you're a good Georgian, you love your barbecue.
I think that's awesome. Yeah. Flavor to it.
I want to eat some barbecue.
Okay. That is meaty deliciousness.
Nom, nom, nom.
Sunday at 7 on GPB.
And welcome back. Grayson currently leading South Gwinnett 7-0 heading into the second quarter. Now, Coach Mickey Kahn has years of experience sending top-notch recruits to big college programs all over the country. His former roommate when he played at Alabama is now a coach at one of those big-time programs. Do you know who that coach is? He's coaching not too far from us now. Find us on Twitter, find GPB Sports on Facebook. Let us know who you think that coach is, and I'll give you the answer in the fourth quarter, and you'll win a Football Fridays in Georgia t-shirt to take with you. All right, back to you guys up in the booth.
Thanks, Grace. Mickey Kahn played at Alabama, and the answer to our trivia question tonight obviously played there too. That'll help tip you off, and a number of Grayson Rams are playing in that program right now as we speak. Start the second quarter, second down, and 3 to go. Actually, it's more than 3 to go. The scoreboard says 3 to go. It's a lot more than 3 to go. Brent gets the carry. No running room for Brent. Just gets back to the line of scrimmage. 7th carry of the night for Brent.
It's number 23, Patrick Richards there. That's the play, the outside linebacker. 5'11", 185 senior. Just made a tremendous play right there. Stopping Brent. He wanted to get outside, wouldn't let him, turned him inside, chased him, and followed and made the tackle as well. Great play.
3rd down and 6. That's about right. Just shy of the 40. Watch number 7, Hunter Schuessler there. He's there in the slot, lined up on the line, and a flag on the play. Keep an eye on Schuessler and also, of course, the quarterback Chase Bryce, because Schuessler was the starting quarterback until he suffered that concussion last year, and Bryce took over in his freshman season. But basically, they've got 2 quarterbacks on the field at the same time at all times. And so Schuessler's able to help out with the calls and audibles and stuff like that. But you saw on that one play right there, he recognized the defense, and he immediately looked to the sideline and was making a signal to the sideline. He'd pick something up.
If you watch him, he does it almost every play. You can see him right there when he's on the near side.
Running a post pattern right now. Bryce doesn't see him and takes off running. Bryce has a first down and more. And Bryce finally out of bounds inside the 20-yard line. Big-time carry for the sophomore running back, quarterback. 37 yards on the run by Bryce.
Yeah, Josh Bryce, you're right. Right here, he didn't like the angle, but boy, I thought he had Schuster running downfield that post pattern, as you mentioned. You know what? You can't argue with the result, though. Right in front of our camera, GPB camera right there on the sideline. Nice work by our crew there. Big run there by Bryce, showing that he can get it done on the ground as well.
First and 10 inside the 20. Brent handoff. Brent, not a lot of running room right there. Was averaging 200 yards per game in the first 3 wins for Grayson against Gainesville, Hughes, and Archer. Then he got hurt against Parkview. Suffered a separated AC joint. Didn't play much against Parkview. Came back and played only one half in that blowout against Berkmar last week. So his average down to 115 a game. Pass to Asay. Incomplete.
Led him just a little bit too much. A little bit better pass, might have been 6 points right there. One more look at this. You can see it developing. Looking right at him. Asay, again, one of those outstanding receivers. Just a little bit in front of him. I think the Bryce like to have that one back. Brings up third down.
Bryce, 3-sport athlete. He's the starting third baseman this past season as a freshman starting third baseman. Also a great three-point shooter on the basketball team. You don't see that much anymore. A kid that plays all 3 sports in high school. Usually they specialize. Asay on that inside screen. First down for Asay. And Asay into the end zone for the touchdown. 17-yard touchdown pass from Bryce to Asay. And it's 13-0.
That was a nice play right there. Again, talking about trying to get the ball into your playmaker's hands. Brent does so much in the backfield. Try to get it to Asay last time. I think they like what they see in that matchup over there. And this time they make it happen. 6 more points now for the Rams.
Hoyt on for the PAT. And he pops it through. 14-0 Rams.
Cedric Asay, outstanding talent, the senior. The TCSG touchdown replay. One more look at it right here. As you can see, get some separation right there. And watch him again as he delays. Darian Warner is the quarterback trying to stop him. He stands, waits, lets the defense kind of clear through, and then makes it happen for a touchdown. That's the TCSG replay. And Cedric Asay, and again, we talked again about Grayson looking very strong after an off year last year. Missed the playoffs. Had to rebuild, replace all 22 starters from 2012. Looking very good tonight, doing what they want on offense in these couple of drives here.
Cedric Asay, 4th touchdown reception of the season for Asay, who's playing just his 3rd year of football. Committed to the University of Miami, Ohio, of the MAC.
I think they got a good player. He's someone that, with that kind of ability and still learning the game and learning the position, has a bright future ahead of him.
He's been big for the Rams in the screen game. You saw it right there, an inside screen. That's bread and butter for the Grayson Rams. They lead it 14-0. 9th touchdown pass of the season for Bryce, by the way, against no interceptions. Got to be the shoes.
You got a pair of those at home, don't you?
Danny Conlon, the kickoff, short kick. Taken around the 24 up to the 29-yard line by Nadir Shah. John Small over on the sideline trying to get his troops going in the right direction. They're down 2 scores already.
Again, very important. Josh Shim, your junior quarterback. Just make plays. Don't force anything. A lot of football left to play. Don't give him anything here and give him a short field.
1st and 10 for the Comets. Elijah Shaw with the catch. Makes Flint miss. And then Shaw picks up about 5 yards on the play. Gets up to about the 35-yard line. Tackle made by Jordan Hayes, the safety.
How about big Justin Young, who was trailing the play? A big defensive lineman we mentioned headed to Georgia next year. Some good wheels by number 57 there.
6'4", 255. He's been committed to Georgia for a long time. Committed to the Bulldogs back on March 22nd. Leads the defensive line with 35 tackles. He has 8 sacks that lead the team and 8 quarterback pressures. 2nd down. Shim, heavy rush. McDaniel drops him for the quarterback sack. Mikel McDaniel, who might also end up being a Georgia Bulldog with his 2nd sack of the season.
I mean, you look at these two again, when you just take a watch watch what they do right here. You try to double team him. Watch him here on the left side of your screen, number 71, 72 and 62. Try to, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Now, Bruce Trigg, 72, Anthony Pittman, 62. Trigg, 6'4", 290. Maybe a missed assignment there. You got to jump in and try to help out.
Larry, they're getting to the quarterback with a 3-man rush.
Yeah.
They got 5 on 3 up front, and they're beating them. Off the hands of Shaw. He had a 1st down.
It's those drop balls that really, you can see it. Shim getting frustrated. You got to just stay with it. One more look at it again, as you mentioned. Those two outstanding defensive ends getting so much pressure. Good protection here, though. That's a good throw. Shaw just got to catch it.
To see him look over his shoulder, he saw Jordan Hayes, number 5, the safety, creeping up over his left shoulder. He took his eye off the ball just to make sure he didn't get killed. Heavy rush. Johnston kicks it away. Hayes has it hit at the 40. And once again, it's going to roll dead, no return. Take a look at the Grayson Rams all-time resume. They won the state championship in 2011. Their only 15-0 season in school history. They've been the region champs in 4 of the last 6 years, quarterfinalists or better in 5 of the last 7 years, and since 2007, they have gone 79 and 17.
That's impressive. Only 2 losing seasons. We saw that last week with Hillgrove. But 8th, 9th year, winning seasons all the way. That's impressive to start a program from scratch like that and have that kind of record.
Beat Walton 24-0 in the 2011 state championship game. That was the year that Robert Kimdichie, the number 1 prospect in the nation, was a junior. And Bryce gets away from the quarterback sack, flags down, throws, complete, probably coming back, but a nice effort by Bryce to get the ball to Austin Nash. 27 yards on the play, but likely coming back, and it is.
Yeah, great effort there by the Comets front line to force that. Really thought he had a sack right there. Watch number 72, left side right there. That's a hold, no question about it. Jalen Jackson, the sophomore. Coach really likes his play, speaks very highly of him, but a hold right there that was obvious. Kind of easy to call. 10-yard penalty.
But here's the story. Here's the real story on the Grayson Rams is they're young. I mean, they are a young team. They have 1 senior on the offensive line. That's their starting center, Cole Bear Inman, whose dad Mike is the defensive line coach. They came here from George Walton Academy. Followed his dad here to Grayson, but he is the only senior offensive lineman they have at center. If Will Taylor's not hurt, they're starting sophomore tackles that both roll at 6'4", 260. Cameron Brent, no running room right there, met by Chase Reed, the linebacker.
He's a big linebacker, 5'10", 250.
Yeah, he is.
He brings a load.
Yeah, he's a bulldozer.
He is. You know, I was just watching, you mentioned a moment ago, number 7, Hunter Schuessler, and just watching him, like you said, just like the quarterback, he's talking to the sidelines almost up until the ball is snapped. Everyone's looking. Now watch here. Now Bryce is going to change the play, but watch Schuessler. Bryce starts calling the play out. Schuessler will look back over again and talk again to the sideline.
Heavy rush. Inside screen goes to Nash. Nash stopped in his tracks at the 24-yard line. Patrick Richards, the outside linebacker, second tackle of the night for him. Now 3rd down and long for the Rams.
Yeah, why not go back to it? That inside screen worked for a touchdown a few moments ago. Bryce this time looking to the right side. And a lot of nice wideouts in this Rams offense take advantage of. Hey, clean game so far. That was just the second penalty that we've had in this game, both on Grayson.
10 catches now in the season for Austin Nash, who came in with 9 for 147 and a touchdown. 3rd down, heavy rush. Inside screen again. No running room that time. They had it figured out. Jordan Hightower made the catch. He was dropped by Jalen Brown, the senior defensive end out there, number 90, and it's going to be 4th down.
Again, I like, just as Coach Small has said, that we're a resilient bunch, very resilient group, and they haven't stopped fighting after that early turnover on the punt. They gave Grayson its first touchdown, staying right with it. That was just a great pursuit right there by a number of Comet defenders.
McGugan on the punt again. Fleming calling fair catch, making it at the 32, and that's where the Comets will go on offense after a 45-yard kick. Trying to get their offense going with 5.5 minutes to play in the half, and Grayson on top, 14-0.
This moment, getting here took 3 years of sleepless nights and postponed vacations. Your dad said play it safe. Your husband kept the faith. But franchising is why you partnered with Regions in the first place. We share your vision for moving forward. And at moments like this,
Hi, Steve.
that makes all the difference. Is your business at a turning point? Regions.
.29 to play in the second quarter. Matt Stewart, Larry Smith, John Nelson, Grace Olson with you at Grayson Community Stadium. Rams on top, looking to improve to 6-0. You see the DVB on the sticker on the back of the Grayson helmet. That is for the mother of defensive back coach Steve Brooks. She passed away recently. The funeral, in fact, was today. And so they have a sticker on the back of their helmets tonight in honor of her memory. Steve Brooks, one of the 2 big defensive hires that Mickey Kahn made this past offseason to improve the defense. In fact, Steve Brooks, a former head coach at Clark Central and the son-in-law of legendary Clark Central coach Billy Henderson. So our condolences to the Brooks family and their loss. Malloy on the carry, picks up a couple of yards on the play. Justin Young over there to help get him on the ground. And Malloy slow getting up.
Well, get hit by Justin Young. That's
good enough reason.
That's right. Big boy, good speed.
Second down.
And Malloy went to the bench over there. He's out of the game.
Got crushed. Woods now in there, running back, flanking Shim. Woods gets the handoff. Mikael McDaniel was the first guy to get him, but he got away from McDaniel. Still ends up on the ground and lost yards. Here you go. Watch Mikael McDaniel, number 71, over on the left side of your screen.
Yeah, left side of your screen here. Watch this. He's got 2 guys on him. Come on.
Got to make the tackle, though. He let let him get away. And then Justin Young.
Denzel Wright was there, 44.
Jim downfield and nearly intercepted as Ernest Tiller, the corner, was trying to time it as they went towards Traquan Alston, and it's going to be 4th down. That would have been 6 for Tiller had he timed it just a little bit better.
Yeah, Shim trying to make something happen downfield here. Ball gets a little bit of air up in it, gives Tiller a chance to get up there and make the big play.
Yeah, too much air on that pass. Long pass for Shim to try to make, 4th down. Johnston on the kick again. Jordan Hayes, the young man who's committed to Duke, standing deep for the Rams. Bounces backwards. And ball at the 39 as we check in with John Nelson.
All right, election coverage continues. Next stop, where we are right now, Region 8, 6A. And you saw that Grayson's at the top of the ladder. Decula right now all over Central. That's 20-3 Decula right now. So Decula almost halfway to being 6-0, 4-0 in the region. Archer beating Berkmar. No surprises there to some. Archer coming in 1-3 though with their non-region schedule. And the other surprise at the bottom of the ladder, Shiloh in the second quarter is leading Brookwood, guys. Another shocker. We see Brookwood and Parkview down at the bottom in Region 8 these days.
Handoff Brent. There he goes. Foot race. And slips trying to make the cutback at the 24-yard line.
Just an impressive young man, Cameron Brent, rushed for over 1,100 yards last year as a sophomore in just 10 games. And I tell you what, he looks healthy here, Matt. Great acceleration, bursting right through the seam right there. Big, big gain, and once again, Grayson's in business.
He's got 70 yards tonight on 10 carries. Brent, this time, play got blown up by Malik Robinson, number 46, who shot in there, tripped him up. Brent was able to get back close to the line of scrimmage, maybe pick up a yard, 2nd down. We saw those Region 8 standings. Archer as a team went undefeated in this region. In fact, undefeated regular season when 11-1 reached the 2nd round of the playoffs. They have been beat up badly all year long, but just now starting to get all of their pieces back to the puzzle. Might be a team to keep an eye on in the second half of the season as they get healthy. Okay, your choice of who moved first.
Yeah, some clear miscommunication there from the beginning on that one. Not everyone on the same page. That's where practice comes into play. And again, here's Schuessler, number 7. He's like a quarterback on the side. I mean, it's funny just to watch him. He's constantly talking to the sidelines, to the coaches.
You see touchdown Richard there in the end zone. Big time fan of the South Gwinnett Comets. Bryce under rush, flag goes down. We're gonna have a hold. Gets away from Martinez twice. Bryce better just take it easy because it's coming back whatever he does.
And there it is.
We have seen here, despite the 14-0 deficit for the Comets, Larry, their defensive line, just like John Small told us, is the best part of their team.
Yeah, it is. And I was thinking the same exact thing, that you're right. One touchdown, they couldn't help. It was a fumble deep on the special teams. The other touchdown they gave up legitimately. But this is a defensive front that really has held their own right now.
Yeah, they're getting after the quarterback.
Yeah.
Haven't gotten a sack, but they've gotten some pressure. 93 right there. I want you to take a good look at 93 too. You can't truly appreciate this kid is a freshman, 6'4", 225. And he's already been offered by Clemson. Justin Maskell is named. We haven't called him. He hasn't made a play here yet tonight. But he looks good, as they like to say, getting off the bus.
Yeah, he does. Well, you got that kind of, you're 6'4", you're 225, that kind of agility. And you look at, again, this Comets defense over the, you've got 2 freshmen, 2 of your 3 defensive linemen, 3-4 set here, 3-5 set actually. And you look at this in terms of 2 of them are freshmen. They are big boys. Cooper, you mentioned, 344. And Haskell comes in at 225.
As you take a look at the comments at the next level, Reggie Carter, the linebacker for the Georgia Bulldogs, Edward Muldrow, actually started out at South Carolina and now at West Virginia. Aaron Wimberly, you might not hear a lot about him, but he is really running the ball well for the Cyclones of Iowa State. Deontay Davis at Wake Forest. Dennis Edwards, 3-year starter at center for the Comets, now at Western Kentucky. Corey Kill at Indiana, and Kevin Gray, wide receiver with La Tech.
It's an impressive list there. Again, shows you just what Coach Small has done here at South Gwinnett. The coaching and the teaching, not just on the field, but he stresses again off the field. Character is important. Community is important.
It's his 10th season. They've reached the second round 3 times in his tenure. Best season in 09 when they went 10-2. But this is a South Gwinnett program that's been around 57 years, but not a whole lot of success to write about. Just a few peaks and a lot of valleys.
You know, to your point again, incomplete pass there by Bryce. Once again, there was no sack, but a good push from the defensive front for South Gwinnett made him get rid of that ball. You know, as you said, 14-0 right now, South Gwinnett on the short end, but again, not to belabor the point, but I like what this defensive team is doing right now for the Comets. Really, they're fighting hard. As Coach said, very resilient.
3rd down and 29 now. 2.5 minutes to play here in the first half. Mark Harmon coming up at halftime. Again, heavy rush. Bryce gets away from the sack. Throws incomplete at the 27-yard line, looking for David Stinson. Bryce has impressed me with his agility and his ability to avoid the pressure.
You know, I was going to say the same thing. I've been impressed with not only that play, but the one where he had the big run. You know, had a receiver that he might be able to get. Didn't feel he could get the ball to him, but made it happen with his feet. He's more agile than what I thought.
Yeah, Comets have had at least 3 surefire quarterback sacks that he has been able to wiggle out of. McGugan kicks it straight up into the air, and it's going to be downed at the 16-yard line. As we take a look at the Grayson Rams at the next level, and you're going to recognize they have that name at the top of the list, the first two, the Denzel and Robert Kimdichie brothers. Robert, the #1 prospect in the nation his last 2 years here at Grayson when he signed with the Ole Miss Rebels. Wayne Gallman, Ryan Carter, Nick Schuessler at Clemson, Casey Gaines at Penn State, Zach Barnes at Texas Tech, Fred Zerblis at Colorado State, and Big Fred Williams there at, I think it's Terry Williams. I gave him the wrong information. That bad's on me. I called him Fred Williams in the information. Terry Williams, big nose tackle for East Carolina.
I think he'll answer to Fred too. He didn't mind. I'm just guessing.
I will call him Mr. Williams because he is a big dude.
We'll send an apology to him on Twitter.
2nd down and 7. Clock ticks under 2 to play. Big old Terry, a nose tackle, and they bring him in as the William Refrigerator Perry running back when they got down there in close yardage. They like to do the same thing with Denzel Wright, too, here on this team. Shem has time. Now uses his wheels to escape and slides short of the sticks. Keeps the clock moving. Under 1.5 minutes left in the half.
I'd like to see Shem run some more. It's the first time he's tucked it under and taken off, and I think if you don't have anything, take off and see what happens.
Well, that was a big concern for Grayson. And John Small has said that, you know, their offense, you know, when Shem is able to get going and run the ball, it opens up their offense. It's 3rd down and short here now. Let's see if they can pick up the first. And Christian Malloy does. First down, stops the clock. 50 seconds left in the half. Let's see if South Gwinnett's got the wherewithal to take a shot here. Clock moving again. They line up trips to the bottom side of your screen. Shem looks in that direction. Now he's in trouble. And another quarterback sack. That was Chris Martin, the unheralded unheralded member, of this defensive line.
I don't know if we have a replay on that one, but I tell you what, big Mikel McDaniel lined up at the nose tackle on that one, and he spun his way out of a double team. One more look at it here as we look at it right there in the middle. Watch him spin here out of the double team. In fact, here's the thing. Martin's lined up on the left side. He's the only guy in single coverage. He's the guy that gets the sack, but that just shows you again on that offensive line of South Gwinnett, the scheme that they're trying to put on to try to keep these two massive defensive linemen in check. And when you do that, Chris Martin gets to eat all day long. Big sack there to end the half.
4th sack of the season for Martin. Grayson finishes the first half with 2 more sacks, 19 total for the season. And Josh Shim and the South Gwinnett Comets jog off to the locker room. They'll get back to the dry erase board and try to figure out some X's and O's to move the ball against this stout Grayson defense as we check in with John Nelson.
Thank you very much, Matt. Mickey's trying to grab some water real quick. I know you're trying to get a little hydration, but rough first half out there.
Oh, I thought it was a great first half. So very, very impressed with the way the guys are playing right now. Defensively, tell you what, they're doing a really good job. We got I love our special teams play right there out of the get-go. That was a huge momentum lift for us. And then offensively, we're moving the ball. We got to quit hurting ourselves with holding penalties.
I was going to say the penalties probably driving you a little crazy in the first half too.
You know what? They're hustle penalties. So we just got to keep hustling and keep doing that. We don't need any personal foul penalties. I'll take effort penalties. I don't like the personal foul penalties. So they just need to keep playing hard. They're a good team. So we got to keep the pressure on.
Thanks, Mickey.
All right, thank you.
Halftime show starts with Mark and Claire right now.
Thank you very much, John Nelson. Coming up on our GPB halftime show, we'll hear from both marching bands. Plus, I'll have scores from all over the state of Georgia.
And we will put both principals to the test in Are You Smarter Than Your Students? Grace Olson will check in with some proud parents, and she'll check in with you online. That's all coming up on the GPB halftime show. Don't go away.
The new College Football Hall of Fame and Chick-fil-A fan experience puts fans closer to the game experience. Featuring over 30,000 square feet of college football interactive exhibits. Tickets available at cfbhall.com.
Georgia cotton farmers want you to know cotton is grown in 91 Georgia counties on over 1 million acres. Cotton makes a $2.5 billion economic impact and accounts for over 15,000 jobs in Georgia. Cotton's innovative production has lowered water use per pound of cotton by 75% since 1980. One bale of cotton can make 215 pairs of denim jeans or 700 towels. Cotton is a natural choice for Georgia.
What is by moonlight an empty field is by the magic of electricity sacred ground. As the official energy provider of the GHSA, Georgia's electric membership cooperatives proudly support our student athletes. We are there, illuminating the glory moments fans just have to see. Capturing the hustle, elevating champions, sharing the win. Georgia's EMCs, empowering our youth, lighting the way.
You look twice before crossing. You exercise. You choose the salad occasionally. But when it comes to staying well, physically, financially, emotionally, going it alone is hard. So Cigna has your back and your knees 24/7, in sickness and in health, answering your questions, giving you some coaching, helping you get well and stay well. That's having a partner who's with you all the way. Cigna.
During this performance, one student will drop out of high school. Be there for your big finish.
Welcome back to Grayson Community Stadium. Welcome back to Britt Moody Field. Welcome back to halftime on our GPB Halftime Show. Grayson leading South Gwinnett 14-0 at the break.
And even though South Gwinnett is behind their band, they're keeping their fans in the game. Let's check in right now with this marching band from South Gwinnett, brought to you by Regions Bank. You're listening to the South Gwinnett High School Marching Band, brought to you by Regions Bank. They got the moves.
They do have the moves.
I'm
I
half
love them.
expecting them to do this out there.
Right.
All right. But those of you at home, you guys have been showing us your moves online. Let's check in with our social media correspondent, Grace Olson. And Grace, there have been a lot of people couch skating tonight.
Couch gators, and we all thought it was going to rain. It hasn't, but we still have people watching from home. We have Cameron Stevens. He's a former trivia winner, actually, so he's got a GPB Sports Football Fridays Georgia t-shirt. But this is a picture he tweeted us of him watching from his couch at home, and he said, "Watching my Friday night football, GPB Sports." And then we've got another couch gator. This is Amanda. She says, "Everyone else is at a football game live, and well, I'm at GPB Sports," and I think that's a great place to be. And also a reminder to download the GPB football app. If you need to walk away from your TV, you can watch the game. It's streaming live on the app all night long. Claire?
All right, thanks so much.
It's been a great game so far. Let's send it over to John Nelson. He's standing by with the South Gwinnett principal, Mr. Eric Thinkpen. John, take her away.
Thank you very much, Mark. And yes, we were breaking it down, as the kids say. All right. First name Mr., last name Thigpen. What is going on these days over at South Gwinnett?
Well, I'll tell you, there's a lot of great things happening at South Gwinnett High School. Our teachers are really working hard to ensure that our students are prepared for college, career, and global citizenship. And we're doing that through a different model called College and Career Academy model, and where we're trying to do the best we can to ensure that our students are prepared for the job market in 2020. And so we're partnering with our local businesses and also the colleges to ensure that our students have a real relevant learning experience.
All right, good deal. It is time to play the game that we all like to play. It's called Are You Smarter Than John? And you usually are. I have here in my hand the question. Now I'm going to show you guys that, all right, there is no answer that is highlighted here. So when I turn it around and ask, there is no answer highlighted. So here we go. We've seen it for the first time. In an effort to keep track of tourists, Thailand recently proposed that visitors to the country wear what? Is it A, bells, B, stilts, C, neon colors, or D, ID wristbands?
That is a great question. No pressure right here.
None at all.
The answer to that, I would say, is...
Yes? You don't want them to wear bells, do you?
No bells. I would say probably D, ID wristband.
Let's see if I hear the ding in my ear. Do I hear the ding in my ear? Is that right? Let's go ahead and say it's right. Is it D? It is right. Okay, it is correct. Okay, that's it for Are You Smarter? He's smarter than me. He's smarter than everybody. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Thank you.
All right, let's send it back over to Mark and Claire.
You know, if all the tourists were on stilts, you could keep track of them pretty easy, too, I think.
I think stilts and bells.
Stilts.
Both.
All right, that's how we'll roll. Coming up on the GPB Football Fridays in Georgia halftime show, we are back. We'll hear from the Grayson Marching Band, and John Nelson returns with the Backroads and Backfield segment. He travels to Camden County this week.
Grace Olson is going to talk to some very proud parents on the sidelines. We will have scores from around the state. It's all ahead when the Football Fridays in Georgia halftime show continues right after this timeout on GPB.
Some questions can't wait until morning. So I'm one of many nurses at Cigna with answers, anytime, day or night. I'm Lauren, and I've got your back.
I'm not sick. I'm not sick.
She's perfectly healthy.
Cigna covers preventive care. That's having your back.
As a strong, stable bank, Regions is always looking for opportunities to boost the vitality of our communities. In addition to offering financial solutions for our customers, we are committed to supporting local initiatives and organizations that help our neighborhoods thrive. Regions is proud to be a partner with GPB in building a better Georgia.
Today, companies in the aerospace, advanced manufacturing, and film industries need skilled workers, and the earning potential is high. Go Build Georgia can show you where the jobs are and what skills you need to get them. And the Technical College System of Georgia has fast, affordable training for these great-paying careers. Build your blueprint for success at GoBuildGeorgia.com and look to the Technical College System of Georgia to put your plan into action.
Football Fridays in Georgia is live every Friday on GPB during football season, and you never know who you're going to run into. Sometimes it's a very famous comedian who thinks you might be a redneck. I've interviewed Jeff Foxworthy before, but this was one of those rare times when I got to interview him as a dad. His daughter was homecoming queen.
I'm thrilled for her tonight. This is her night.
And I also got to tell everyone what Jeff's middle name is. I cannot wait for this season of Football Fridays. Go online and let us know some of your favorite moments.
This is 88.5 FM, Atlanta's news source for your news and information.
Good morning. Let's start the conversation. What's on your mind, Atlanta? We want to hear from you.
The news and information you've been looking for is here on 88.5.
From Peachtree City to Piedmont Park, from Norcross to Decatur, GPB Atlanta is the source for stories from your community.
All news, all information, all day.
There's a pink out here at Grayson Community Stadium as the Grayson fans take part in Breast Cancer Awareness Month here, the month of October. We're at halftime, or GPB halftime show with Grayson leading South Gwinnett 14-0. Your score at the break.
And coming up, we're going to hear from the Grayson Marching Band. We just heard a great show from South Gwinnett. But first, we're going to send it over to our friend John Nelson, who is standing by with the Grayson principal, Dana Pugh. And this is Are You Smarter Than Your Students YOLO edition, John.
YOLO edition. Okay, this will be news to me when I see it, but first name Mr., last name Pugh. Let's find out what's going on at this trip in the principal's office. What's up at Grayson these days?
Well, there are a lot of things going on here at Grayson High School. We're particularly proud of our band and its performance. They've recently received superior rating in its performance last Saturday, and they have another competition this Saturday. So we're looking for great things from our band and our fine arts department here at Grayson High School. Awesome community support. It takes a great community to build a great band program, and we're so proud of what we're doing here at Grayson High School.
All right, it is time to play the game. And once again, a reminder that I'm seeing this for the first time when I flash it. And as always, the answer is not highlighted, so we're both finding out as we go here at Are You Smarter? This Tuesday, California became the first U.S. state to officially ban what? A, smiling. Depends on what part of California you're in. I've been there, I know. B, plastic bags. C, the word YOLO, or you only live once, I think, as the kids say these days. Or D, which a lot of folks might actually like the banning of, Justin Bieber. Which is it?
I'm going to take B, plastic bags.
That is correct. I know that one, plastic bags, and you are smarter than me. You're smarter than your students, and thanks for letting us be here tonight.
Thanks so much. Welcome to Grayson.
Thanks. That's it. Send it back over to the set, and I almost caught that, too.
If only they could ban Justin Bieber. If only. Let's now check in with the Grayson Marching Band, brought to you by Regions Bank.
Sean, I think he just went into that phone booth. Audio man. Ain't being used anyways. Come on, Miss Lee. Thank God. Our IEP's not working.
All right, the Grayson High School Marching Band brought to you by Regions Bank. Well, it's a big night in high school football all over the state of Georgia. We've got some scores now for you on the Georgia EMC scoreboard. We're going down to Region 1 6A, and Colquitt County leads Lowndes 28-14 in the second quarter. Camden County leads Valdosta 7-3 in the second. All four of those teams are undefeated right now. Norcross and North Gwinnett 7-7 in the first. It is Tequila leading Central Gwinnett 20-3 in the second quarter. McEachern leads Marietta 7-3 in the first. It is Hillgrove leading North Cobb 7-0. We'll be at North Cobb next week. Creekside leads Maize 10-0 in the second. Buford all over Chesadee 27-0, and Calhoun 2 touchdowns better than Adairsville. For complete Georgia high school football scores, download the GPB Sports app for your iPhone or your iPad. It is absolutely free. You can pick it up at the App Store. Free, free, free. That's the key word. Download that sports app today.
It has been an action-packed season here on Football Fridays in Georgia, and we have a lot more great games headed your way. Let's check out the schedule brought to you by Georgia EMC. Next week, it's going to be a huge matchup as the McEachern Indians travel to North Cobb to take on the Warriors. Both teams have quarterbacks who are coached by their own dads. That's going to be do not miss television. On the 17th, it's the Milton Eagles at Walton. And then October 24th, Collins Hill is going to tackle Mill Creek, followed by Halloween, Tucker at Lovejoy, and then finally Gainesville at Flowery Branch. Then it is the playoffs all the way to the state championships in the Georgia Dome on December 12th and 13th. Remember, GPB is your home for high school football.
All right, George John Nelson has returned for another edition of Back Roads and Backfields, brought to you by the Georgia Cotton Commission.
The natural choice for Georgia.
And John, you hit the road to Camden County, an undefeated team down there, and boy, that is a tough region. That is a very talented team.
We've always talked about it being one of the toughest regions in the country and one of the toughest here in the state of Georgia. And when you go to Kingsland, you're talking about Camden County and a tremendous pedigree. And one of the great entertainers of this era said, to be the man, you got to beat the man. And right now, Camden County is the man.
We'll cross it over after 7.5. Boom, here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go.
The first thing you notice at practice in Kingsland, the noise. That's on purpose, and they like it that way.
There's no question. We know here at Camden County, the last few years, we're not overly large. But one thing I think other teams know and our kids believe in, our community believe in, we're going to run around and try to strike people. Hopefully we can line up right, be in the right position, and make plays. And that's all we can ask the kids to do. That's what the game is. The game is violent. And I enjoy that portion of it. It excites me. There's no question about it. So I like to see the kids running around and strike each other. But we have to be smart and save bodies and everything else, because Region 1 is a tough deal.
It's a great experience, just being physical and having competition every week. It's great.
And as the Double Blue of Camden County head toward play as the back-to-back region champ, the lesson for us is that it's what you do to get the best out of what you have, not shoehorning in an idea that may not work. This relentlessness, generations have learned over time.
Just the way I watch, because my brother played here also, just watching him and realizing how far they went, because he was part of the back-to-back state championships, and just realizing that relentlessness that they had and just that constant fight no matter what, even when they were down, which motivates me personally to do the same.
Then there's the lesson for themselves. A second-round loss to Hillgrove last year reminded the Wildcats there's always work to do.
We can't get our kids taller, but we've got to do a better job of holding on to weight. So one of the things we tried to implement during the offseason was a nutritional plan for us getting the kids fed and everything else. And that's worked out good. The community has come together, and we're going to get some things really going on next week.
And updating the score from Kingsland right now, 7-6. A Valdosta muff punt led to the first score for Camden. Valdosta returns marked with 2 field goals, so 7-6 for the beginning of Region 1 6A in Kingsland.
All right, John's Back Roads and Backfields brought to you by the Georgia Cotton Commission.
The natural choice for Georgia.
Claire?
Time now to check in with Grace Olson. She's standing by with some very proud parents in a segment we call Rent Check.
That's right. This is Rent Check. We're checking in with the parents. We're going to quiz them with some trivia on their son and see how well they know him, because we know these guys are a huge part of the process. This is Wendy and Brian McGrugan, and they're the parents of Grayson's punter, Austin McGrugan. Let's show some photos up there, though. We're going to embarrass Austin for when he was a little boy. And I know a lot of these Grayson guys play with the team from when they're little heading up, and I know he also worked with the team, right?
Correct. That's correct. Austin was about 8 or 9 years old, got on the sideline as a ball boy and just kind of stayed up through the team until he got into high school.
So he's been with the team for a long time. He knows what's going on with the Rams. All right, now let's get into some trivia. Mom, if he was not a punter, which position would he be playing on the field?
Quarterback.
Quarterback, yes ma'am, you got that one quickly. Dad, what's his favorite part of his role as a punter?
What he likes to do is if he's able to flip the field, which means if they're deep in our own territory to get it, into the other opponent's territory deep in their side of the field.
You're exactly right on that one. Okay, and we got one more question. Mom, which class contributes most to his play on the football field?
Weight training.
Weight training. He told me physics, actually. He said it helps with the speed and the velocity of the ball. So I don't know if he was trying to sound intelligent there, but he sounds like a smart boy to me. But I thought that was a pretty cool answer. All right, now let's give you your Football Fridays in Georgia t-shirts for participating in our segment tonight. Thank you for joining us. Let's send it back over to the set.
Thanks, Grace. Now it's time for our career play of the game, brought to you by the Technical College System of Georgia. Great careers don't always begin with a 4-year degree and end in a corner office. Welcome to Skilled Trades, where the education is hands-on, the work is rewarding, and the careers are built from the ground up. Job forecasters predict virtually every skilled trade career will grow during the next decade. This message is brought to you by the Technical College System of Georgia. For more information on getting your next career started, visit tcsg.edu. And that buzzer mark means it is time for the start of the second half.
You ready for the final 16 or 24 minutes?
I think so. We'll have to see if everybody else is.
All right, Matt and Larry has the call. We're back after this timeout. The new College Football Hall of Fame and Chick-fil-A Fan Experience puts fans closer to the game experience. Featuring over 30,000 square feet of college football interactive exhibits. Tickets available at cfbhall.com.
Nothing prepares you better for a great career than the Technical College System of Georgia. TCSG colleges produce graduates with the knowledge and training today's top employers are looking for. With campuses across Georgia, state-of-the-art facilities, and outstanding instructors with real-world experience, it's the kind of affordable college education that will fast-track you into a rewarding career. We're building a better future for you. Contact the TCSG college in your area today or go to tcsg.edu.
You look twice before crossing. You exercise. You choose the salad occasionally. But when it comes to staying well, physically, financially, emotionally, going it alone is hard. So Cigna has your back and your knees 24/7, in sickness and in health, answering your questions, giving you some coaching, helping you get well and stay well. That's having a partner who's with you all the way. Cigna.
Nothing over South Gwinnett. Here with the coach, let's talk about that first 24 minutes. Obviously, the punt return deep had you fighting uphill all the half.
Yeah, I mean, the fumble punt return didn't help us, but you can't give a good football team the ball in good field position, and we did that, and they capitalized on it, and tip your hat to them. But we got to create some turnovers in the second half, and we know they're good on defense, and we just got to get something going on offense and not shoot ourselves in the foot, and can't work behind the chains, got to work in front of the chains, and our kids will respond in the second half. They'll come out and fight hard.
And your defense has been pretty stout going up against that tough running game, though.
Yeah, they've played well. We just got to continue to wrap up on that first touchdown. You know, we missed about 4 tackles and poor tackling on our part, but our kids got it corrected, and they'll keep fighting.
All right, thanks for your time. Good luck.
Thank you.
Send it upstairs because we got first half highlights and stuff. Matt and Larry.
All right, thank you, John. And Larry, I think it's Coach Small hit on something. They need to force something turnover-wise on the defensive side. They had less than 20 yards of total offense in that first half against Grayson.
Yeah, it's been hard to run the ball, to get any kind of offense, and as we talked about at the top against that Grayson defense. And this is where, again, both coaches talked about turnovers. And you're right. If you can force something where you can shorten the field and get a score, they're right back in this game. They've played a tough half. They're down 14-0, but their defense has done a nice job.
Let's take a look at the first half highlights. And here's the hole that John Small was talking about, the fumble by Jalen Fleming on the punt return. And less than 2 minutes into the game, Grayson cashed in on the 20-yard touchdown run by Cameron Brent.
Yeah, the very next play, and that was tough because the South Gwinnett defense started with a 3-and-out. A lot of good momentum that went away with that touchdown. Later on, here's the touchdown toss here to Asay. That was just a nice play on that inside screen and the 14-0 score.
And then a relentless defense pressure by McKay McDaniel there, getting the quarterback sack. Chris Martin would also pick up a quarterback sack. That offensive line for South Gwinnett having a hard time with the defensive front of the Grayson Rams. As you take a look at it, I said 20. They actually have 30 yards of total offense, but not a lot.
But your point is still valid.
Yes.
Because they just have not been able to do anything. Only 2 first downs right there. A lot of big plays, meanwhile, for Grayson. Rushing yard, very impressed with what Cameron Brent has done. The quarterback, Bryce, and Chase Bryce, what he's been able to do, again, on the ground, as well as passing the ball as well. Very nice run mix. You can see there the penalties. South Gwinnett playing a perfect game technically. No penalties on them, but 6 for 40 yards the other way. That's been the one dark stain right now on this Grayson performance halfway through this ball game.
Great crowd here at Grayson tonight. Rams shooting for a 6-0 start, which would match their best ever 6-game start, which of course matches the 2011 season when they finished 15-0 and won the state championship. Pooch kick towards the sideline. And Shaw with the return up to the 34. And that was our GoBuildGeorgia.com third quarter kickoff. Learn a skill, build a career, and do it now at GoBuildGeorgia.com. In the comments, we'll try to build some offense here as we start the third quarter. Josh Shim and the fellows have had a hard time. Shim just 3 of 8 passing for 13 yards in the first half. Antonio Woods on the carry. Woods dropped by Daniel Fennell. First time we've called Fennell's name tonight. 20 offers on the table for Fennell. Mickey Kahn says Michigan State probably the team out in front. Also lists Texas A&M and Wisconsin among his favorites. And Georgia Tech says he stays in the most contact with the Jackets. Really likes defensive coordinator Ted Roof. But he's a guy that looks like he might be headed to Big Ten country if things pan out the way they're going right now. Second down and medium now for the Comets. Shim throws incomplete, trying to get the ball to Noel Hussey.
Nice job there by number 17, Garland Peters. You can see him running out there from the outside linebacker spot to run at it again. These receivers hearing footsteps here for South Gwinnett. You know, one noticeable absence from the Comets lineup here to start the second half is a young freshman running back, Christian Malloy. He took himself out of the game there late in the second quarter after he got hit pretty hard by one of these big defensive linemen, and he is not in the lineup here to start the second half.
Third down and 5. Shim has time, throws underneath to Shaw. Shaw trying to get around and get the first down, and he does. Shaw being chased by Momo Berry the whole way, but Shaw picks up the first down. Third catch of the ball game for Elijah Shaw.
Yeah, he's just a good looking, again, 3 different sophomore receivers for the South Gwinnett offense. If we take a look and see what this flag here on the ground, which way that's going. Could have been a hold out there by the receiver for South Gwinnett. Let's see what the call is. No, the other way.
Personal foul, the call against Grayson. Might have been on Berry, might have been a hit out of bounds.
I think that's exactly what it was. Yeah. Let's take a look at this again here, Matt. Watch number 1, Berry, give pursuit, and the play's dead right here, but he continues and shoves him on into the bench. That's where he picked up the foul.
Best field position of the night for the Comets here to start this third quarter as they've moved into Grayson territory.
And there's Malloy back in the game.
Christian Malloy with the carry, his first carry of the second half.
Again, such a young Comet team. Fleming, a sophomore. Shaw, we saw him there on the catch for the first down, a sophomore. B.J. Johnson, a sophomore. Malloy, a freshman.
I like
young skill players.
Larry, I like what John Small said about playing freshmen. You got to handle them with kid gloves because in rec leagues they were eating oranges at halftime. It's now you step up here and you're playing some big boy football. But he really was complimentary of Christian Malloy. Says he's 14 but plays with the maturity of an 18-year-old.
And that's great praise for a player that young.
Penalty called on South Gwinnett, their first of the night. Backs them up 5 yards, so 1st and 15 now. Malloy, and Barry gets him this time and gets him on the ground.
Just great pursuit by Grayson. I'm really impressed with the way that they move off the line laterally. It's one thing just to go up and down the field, north-south, and to penetrate and do those kinds of things. But you look right there, all 3 of those linemen were all there on the play. They came from the other side of the line, and we're in the picture there with the tackle, either part of the tackle or at least we're, again, in proximity.
They've got 5 D1 prospects on the defensive side of the ball. That's why they are averaging 6A best, 9 points per game allowed. Downfield they go and nearly intercepted. It should have been intercepted. Adesola Abasoy, the cornerback, had it go in and out of his hands.
And that's one of those plays that Coach Small was talking about when we had our conversation with him this week, that Shim just can't force things when things aren't going well, and he forced this, there's no question. 3 green shirts right there. That's harder than trying to find a needle in a haystack. Lucky that they still have the ball for 3rd down.
Yeah, Abasoy was actually the last guy to touch it. Jordan Hayes the first. 3rd down and long. Shim fires, complete. Ransom makes the grab, short of the first down. Ernest Tiller, the corner, slung him out of bounds. 4th down. They're probably going to go for it here. It's going to be 4th down and about 5.
Well, punt doesn't get you much. You might as well, but I like this right here. Shim, again, this is a throw he can make. Wait for your receiver to make his break, throw it to the spot, in front of the defense. We'll see that play again before the night's over.
4th down play here for Josh Shim and the Comets. Throwing on the run and incomplete, trying to get the ball to Elijah Shaw, the safety. Jordan Hayes, the Duke commitment on that coverage. The ball goes over on downs.
Well, he didn't get the first down here, but I like the line play by South Gwinnett. Watch this, great scheme. They keep the running back Woods in to help block. Gives him the time to throw, just couldn't connect. Good defense, but also a nice blocking. I like what South Gwinnett tried to do there. Couldn't make it happen. But still a nice effort.
Grayson goes back on offense, led by their sophomore quarterback. Chase Bryce, 6 of 9 for 51 yards passing in that first half. The touchdown pass on the inside screen to Cedric Assay, and a big 37-yard carry as well. Deshaun Warren on the carry, and nothing doing for Deshaun Warren. Lost yardage on the play.
Yeah, Malik Robinson with the tackle. He's only a sophomore, another young player for the Comets. But number 91, the defensive end, Kyle Martinez, the 6'2", 200-pound senior, was the one that really disrupted that play. Almost made the tackle, couldn't quite hold on. There's Martinez, good-looking player, again a senior. But again, he was the one that forced him to turn around and the loss.
John Small says Martinez and Jalen Brown, the other defensive end, have gigantic motors. We've seen that here tonight. Again, the South Gwinnett defensive front has played very well, at least in my estimation. They've given up 1 touchdown drive of 61 yards. The other touchdown they gave up after the fumble, a 20-yard run, really not on the defense. They've really given up just 7 points tonight on a drive. As you see Shim over on the sideline, trying to get some play instructions from up top and offensive coordinator Ken Burnett. 3rd down. Looking for Schuessler, overshoots him. 3 and out here for Grayson.
Good penetration right there. And again, we're talking about the South Gwinnett defense. Patrick Richards, outside linebacker. Number 23 was the one that went in unimpeded and forced Bryce to get rid of that ball before he wanted to. And 4th down, and Grayson has to punt.
McGugan out there to punt. You saw his parents out there with Grace at halftime playing rent check. McGugan, that ball explodes off his foot. Fleming's got a chance to return this one, however. And Fleming dropped immediately by Abasoy. No running room right there. If you don't have the GPB Sports app, then you don't know what you're missing. You can watch tonight's game live on the app if you have to leave home, get the latest scores from around the state, football news, blogs, and so much more. It's free at the App Store, and you can download it today.
I was talking with Mr. McGugan before the game. He was chatting with Grace, and I teased him if he wanted makeup for his big appearance.
We got that. First and 10 for the Comets. Second possession here. 4 minutes or 3.5 minutes into the third quarter. Comets have shown no confidence in their ability to get the ball deep downfield. They've tried to run that ball and run it steady, but you know what? I just don't think that they're going to be able to bust a big play nor be able to generate a big drive against this Grayson defense by consistently running the ball.
Yeah, you've got to try. They've tried to go away from that defensive front. That hasn't worked with the pass. I'd like to see maybe an inside slant or a couple of quarterback keepers, something just to break it up and to change the status quo, because it hasn't worked so far for them.
Get outside!
No running room for Malloy that time. He gets crushed on the play. Barry making the tackle and Fennell in there as well.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's the problem. You run away from Young and McDaniel, the two big defensive ends, and right into the hands of two Division I level linebackers in Fennell and Barry. I mean, you got to pick your poison.
Yeah, it's going to be hard for anybody to score on this Grayson defense consistently all year. I mean, they're three guys up front, Young, Martin, and McDaniel, by themselves are able to tie up an offensive line and make tackles, not just tie up the offensive line, but also make tackles. There's Martin right there.
I guess that's Christian Malloy, I think.
Yeah, he's got some cramps, it looks like. Malloy, 9 carries, 30 yards tonight after going for 122 and a touchdown in last week's 44-14 win against Brookwood. He's shaken up again, slow to get off the field.
Good-looking player. Hopefully he can come back. Good look right here at Justin Young. You mentioned a couple times here, headed to Georgia. But yeah, to your point, Matt, I mean, I'm impressed with really what both defenses have done, but especially just the size and athletic ability of this Grayson Rams defense. As you mentioned, 5 Division I prospects here. That's tough to scheme against and to get anything to go because they're so quick to react to the ball.
3rd down and 5 for South Gwinnett.
Sprint out!
Shim with time. Now it's breaking down, and he's going down. Shim with the quarterback sack back at the 20-yard line, and that's Bryce Moraes in there with Chris Martin. First time we've called the name of number 90, Bryce Moraes. Watch him because he's going to be a big-time player for him, too, in the near future.
Another outstanding young player, Moraes. As you mentioned, I like the idea what they were trying to do. Moraes, only a junior. Again, they were trying to just, again, get the ball out of the pocket, make something happen, but good coverage by Grayson in the secondary.
Johnston, Hayes, returnable, dropped it, picked it back up at the 44 and covered it. 34-yard kick. Grayson, good field position as they go on offense here for the second time. When we get back halfway through the third quarter, Grayson in control, 14-0.
More important than doing business is being in the business of doing. Georgia's electric membership cooperatives care about more than providing a utility. By partnering with local organizations, we allocate tools that improve the quality of life in our communities so that every bright idea is displayed, every heart kept ticking, and every young mind educated. Meeting needs, creating possibilities, making a difference. Georgia's EMCs, committed to our communities, lighting the way.
This moment, getting here took 3 years of sleepless nights and postponed vacations. Your dad said play it safe. Your husband kept the faith. But franchising is why you partnered with Regions in the first place. We share your vision for moving forward. And at moments like this,
Hi, Steve.
that makes all the difference. Is your business at a turning point? Regions.
Grayson, 14-0 lead on South Gwinnett. Let's check in with John Nelson on the sideline. He's got some scores for us.
And we're going to spend time back in Region 1 6A, and let's start off in alphabetical order. Why not? Camden County right now in a back-and-forth game with Valdosta. Valdosta now leading 13-10 at Gilman Stadium in Kingsland. Also on the board, Colquitt County in the first half held Lowndes to 24 yards rushing on 17 carries, but they're only up 28-24. A lot of points scored in the first half. I think the defenses are going to buckle down there in the second half. The other game on the board, Tift County was down to Lee County. Now Tift County on top, 21-17. That is a third quarter score. More election coverage as we go. Back upstairs to Matt and Larry.
All right, thank you, Nelly. And, I earlier referred to Region 1 as the SEC Western Division, and, very similar. This is the first night that Region 1 playing against each other. Well, tomorrow you got all the big SEC West matchups, Ole Miss, Alabama, and Texas A&M, Mississippi State, LSU, and Auburn. So very similar to Region 1. Brent, flag out. Brent crosses the 50, dropped at the 49-yard line. Patrick Richards, the outside linebacker, in on that tackle, but it's probably coming back. It is holding.
Yeah, Shaddix, the junior. Coach Kahn says he's 185, thinks he's 250. There he's right there. He's pleading his case, but no one's going to listen to that.
You can always tell that this is your typical, even though they call it the hybrid wing T offense, it is. It's still got all those wing T tendencies, and one of those is you have the smallish offensive guard. You got all these guys that are 260, 250, and then you got that offensive guard Shaddix, who's 185. Yep, look at it. See how much smaller he is than everybody else? That's because his job is to pull and get out there and hit the corner and open up the jet sweep. And another flag out on Grayson.
But I think they'll only get better at this hybrid wing T as we talk. Another penalty against Grayson. That's killed them. That 8 or 9 penalties now against them. That's
9 for 70 yards.
70 yards, yeah.
I think they've had 3 holding calls, too. So now it's 1st and 24.
But I think they'll get better at this offense, Matt, as the deeper into the season. They're already pretty good at it now.
Schussler. 3rd catch of the night for Hunter Schussler, and he was just an eyelash away from breaking that one.
Well, you look at what he does. He's part of this hybrid wing T. As we mentioned, a former quarterback. Quick snap right there. He's a former quarterback. Played last year before he went out with the concussion. Knows where he needs to be to get the ball. And yet another penalty here. Some movement here along the line. False start against Grayson.
10 penalties now for Grayson.
But getting back to, again, is Coach Kahn, and get a good look at him, what he's talking about with all these offensive receivers. Schussler playing again in the slot, 6'5". He's a nice big target going across the middle. Doesn't mind taking those, getting those balls in the middle and taking the hard hit.
Yeah, I would think that he's got a chance to play at the next level as an H-back / tight end. Obviously, he's going to have to get bigger. I mean, more muscle on that 6'5" frame, but he's got a frame to put it on. 2nd down, heavy rush, and Richards with the blitz off the edge. Patrick Richards with the quarterback sack.
And that was a great play right there because you had to pick your poison. Either take the big freshman Maskell at 225 or look at Richards coming in from the outside linebacker. Richards has done this before. He's gotten close to Bryce, hasn't brought him down yet. But a great defensive call right there. And again, South Gwinnett, this defense, they're going to look at this tape and be very happy with what they did in their front 7 right here, getting lots of penetration and making Bryce have to really be on the run more often than he would like to all through this evening.
Yeah, Bryce has been able to dance out of those sack opportunities for South Gwinnett all night until just then. First sack of the night for the Comets, and here comes more pressure. They set up the inside screen. Asay makes the grab, but they've got it figured it out. Ever since they scored on that touchdown, they have not had any kind of success running that inside screen, and it's going to be 4th down in a punting situation for the Rams.
Yeah, a good job right there by the freshman Maskell. We've called his name a few times now already. Getting out there, very agile. We talked again, only a freshman, 6'4", 225, number 93. He was right out there, stayed home, didn't get caught up, and was able to make the catch before Asay could take it for a big gain. make the tackle himself.
Right up the middle. Fleming going back and fielding it, drops it, picks it up. That might help him. Not really, just gets it back to where he would have originally caught it. And at the 30-yard line for the Comets to start this 42-yard kick and a 9-yard return. Here are all the players they lost off that team that won the 2011 state championship. In 2012, of course, they did not. They got knocked out in the second round in a big upset. But you see all those guys, Kimdichie, Kamara, who went to Ole Miss, Jack Banda went to Arizona. Of course, the Wildcats with the big upset of Oregon last night. First down and 10 for the Comets. First down catch. First time they've really been able to get the ball downfield. Jalen Harris with the catch, just his 4th catch of the season.
Well, I like this right here. He gets some good protection, makes the throw, throws to a spot. See if they can make something happen here. They moved the ball well last time, just couldn't convert it into points.
Maybe soften up the defense a little bit by stretching the field a little bit right there at the 15-yard completion.
Hold him, hold him.
Heavy rush. Martin's got him again. Another sack for Chris Martin. He's got 2.5 tonight.
Well, he's just, I tell you what, getting a little chippy right now along the line, and some of the Comet offensive linemen getting frustrated. Watch Martin work right here. I was just about to say what a great scheme to keep these guys off their quarterback, Shim, but that was just a great effort right there by Martin. Sees the double team, works his way around, keeps running around until he found a seam and got in for the sack.
Plays with a big-time motor. Mickey Kahn says reminds him of another former Grayson Rams great, Joseph Champagne. He's 6'3", 260, but plays that nose position. He's hoping that some college teams look at his production and not just his size. Running option here, and Woods on the ground as Denzel Wright, leading tackler on this Grayson team, makes the tackle. Wright came in with 59 stops on the season.
Well, again, right now you're trying to find a way. Let's get away from all of these high-level defensive linemen and linebackers here in the middle. Let's try to get the ball outside, but good job there by the Grayson defense. Spread it out, hoping to a short gain.
3rd down. Shim running for his life, another quarterback sack. That one belongs to Justin Young.
We'll give that to Young, but if we get a chance to see a replay, watch on the other side, it was McDaniel again. One-on-one on him, no double team. He just shed his blocker, was headed right for Shim. He runs away right into the hands of Young. Watch left side of your screen right there. He just throws Bruce Trigg aside, and Trigg is 6'4", 290, that left tackle, and that left things open right there for Young. Great play along this defensive front here for Grayson.
9th sack of the season for Young. 5 sacks. Bad snap. Johnston in trouble. And he's going to be run out of bounds around the 15-yard line, and that's where the Rams will take over. And again, a mistake by South Gwinnett gives Grayson a very short field to work with on offense.
And we talked about that at the top, Matt, in terms of just the turnovers, and that's plagued South Gwinnett all season long. One more look at this, just a bad snap. Right through the wickets. It looks like a rugby play at that point. Grayson in great field position now. And that's too bad because here's a Comet defense that's played very well in this half, and yet now they're backed up inside their own 20.
So 1st and 10. Brent around the edge, and Brent into the end zone. 2nd touchdown run of the night for Cameron Brent. And for the 2nd time tonight, Grayson is able to cash in on a turnover on the very first play afterwards to score a touchdown and take a 20-0 lead.
Yeah, I was just thinking there probably isn't a stat for this, but he may be the state leader in touchdowns scored immediately following a bad play on special teams. He's 2 for 2 tonight.
They've made him pay right away. 21-0. Cameron Brent, second touchdown of the night, 13 carries, 86 yards for Brent.
Yeah, time for our TCSG touchdown replay here. Brent going on the outside. This is just all him. Just outruns the defense. Nice move to get inside the end zone for the score right there. Only a junior. You got to think that he's got some scouts looking at him on the next level. That's just nice speed on the outside. You can get to the corner. You can get it in. He did that. Cameron Brent, you mentioned, second touchdown already. Had that injury a couple of games ago against Archer. You mentioned earlier in the game here, didn't play much last week. And boy, he has been big for the Grayson Rams tonight.
You just can't turn the ball over. And there are bad turnovers and there are terrible turnovers. And when you turn the ball over at the 20 and then at the 15-yard line, there's just really no chance for your defense to keep the opposition out of the end zone.
Well, it demoralizes your defense. Here they played just a perfect third quarter, and yet they look up at the scoreboard and they gave up another touchdown. Well, you play as a team, but as a unit, that's tough for them because they've played a whale of a game tonight. But 14 of those points, really, you can't pin on them.
Well, as good as the defensive line has been for South Gwinnett tonight, their offensive line has just been whipped by Grayson's defensive line. And that was one of our, storylines in our extra point segment in the GPB All Access Pass show, and that was line of scrimmage. And indeed, that has played out to be true, as Shaw has no running room and dropped at the 22-yard line with just under 52 seconds left in the third quarter. Line of scrimmage, it's been won by Grayson.
Certainly has. You think about also, you look at the rushing totals here, Grayson already over 100, South Gwinnett just 4. Now about Grayson, 3 trips into the red zone, 3 touchdowns.
And their trips into the red zone, they really only had 1 trip into the red zone. That was the 61-yard drive. They had 2 gifts given to them in the red zone that they cashed in and scored touchdowns. Woods on the carry. And Woods dropped by Denzel Wright, but close to a first down for South Gwinnett. Second down and 1. Woods maybe close to the marker. Might have been the final play of the third quarter on top of that. Looks like Malloy might be hurt again. Woods getting a lot of carries here in that third quarter.
Yeah, I've not seen him out here. I'm looking at the sidelines. I don't see him there. He's probably behind somebody, but maybe sitting on a bench, but we haven't seen him since he went out of the game.
Yeah, Woods 10 carries for 33 yards, Malloy 9 for 30. Woods hitting the back, oh my goodness, and dropped right in his tracks by Fennell. On the final play of the third quarter, that kind of epitomizes the way things have gone offensively for South Gwinnett tonight. A smothering defense by Grayson, and opportunities on offense. They've cashed in and made it 21-0.
New College Football Hall of Fame and Chick-fil-A Fan Experience puts fans closer to the game experience. Featuring over 30,000 square feet of college football interactive exhibits. Tickets available at cfbhall.com.
Some questions can't wait until morning. So I'm one of many nurses at Cigna with answers, anytime, day or night. I'm Lauren, and I've got your back.
I'm not sick. I'm not sick. I'm not sick.
She's perfectly healthy.
Cigna covers preventive care. That's having your back.
On History Detective Special Investigations, who killed Jimmy Hoffa and why?
And it was shocking.
Did you see who pulled the trigger?
The second you say no to killing somebody, you're dead.
Tuesday at 7 on GPB.
And welcome back to Grayson Community Stadium. The Rams currently leading the Comets 21-0 heading into the fourth quarter. In the second quarter, we asked you at home, which current college head football coach was Mickey Kahn's former roommate and teammate while he was at Alabama? The answer is Dabo Swinney of the Clemson Tigers. And it looks like the winner of our trivia question tonight is a fan of the other Tigers, the Auburn Tigers, because he goes by @Aubie1996 on Twitter. So congratulations to you. But Coach Kahn told us their friendship goes beyond being former roommates and teammates. He said he's constantly looking to the offense Clemson runs to model his offense after here with the Rams. Back to you guys up in the booth.
Thank you, Grace. As we showed you the Grayson Rams next level, there are 3 current Grayson Rams there playing for Dabo Swinney and the Clemson Tigers, led by Wayne Gallman, the running back. Of course, Robert Kimdichie originally committed to Clemson before eventually signing with the Ole Miss Rebels instead. Screen pass, ball out, recovered by Grayson. Mel Jenkins taking it back the other way, and Jenkins finally knocked out of bounds inside the 10-yard line by the new quarterback, Seth Johnston.
Yeah, Johnston sinking in there, trying to make something happen. It's a nice throw, nice catch, but that's another fumble right here. You got to be able to hold on to that ball. Johnson makes a nice toss right here. Just a good strip coming in, and boy, guess who? Justin Young coming in again. These defensive linemen really follow the ball so well after it comes out of the backfield. One more look at it right here. Justin Young, 57. Look at him here. Comes in, forces the fumble. That's just a great play. And Jenkins, the big return, and once again, the Grayson offense deep in South Gwinnett territory after a miscue by the Comets.
Another easy opportunity here for Grayson. And Brent did not score on the first play after the turnover this time.
For once. He almost did. He's got a motor. He was almost brought down in the backfield. Kept his legs moving, kept his feet churning. Ended up picking up some nice yardage.
Brent, 14 carries now, just under 90 yards in the game and a couple of touchdowns. Second down and goal inside the 5. Brent. And Brent stopped inside the 5 and close to the 2-yard line. Andrew Buckmeyer, the corner, making the tackle.
Yeah, it's a good thing he was there, or else it would have been a 3rd touchdown for Brent. He's just got nice speed to the outside right there. So many weapons on this Grayson team, and again, I think they're only going to get better. I think they haven't reached the potential yet.
Peyton Shaddix, the guard, comes off the field. They go a little bit bigger up front. 3rd down and goal inside the 2. Pass thrown and caught for the touchdown by Ryan Carrier. First catch of the season for Ryan Carrier is good for a 2-yard touchdown.
Kind of plays a big tight end for them. Carrier But again, that's another one of the targets Coach Kahn likes on this team, and another reason why they're going to more of a hybrid wing tee, trying to pass the ball a little more. Kind of a unique in the backfield there. You saw Daniel Fennell, the inside linebacker. At number 9, it's Fennell right there. Nice fake to him. Up top for Carrier. And another touchdown for Grayson.
PAT makes it 28-0. Carrier with the touchdown pass from Chase Bryce. His second touchdown pass of the game, and it's 28-0.
You look twice before crossing. You exercise. You choose the salad occasionally. But when it comes to staying well, physically, financially, emotionally, going it alone is hard. So Cigna has your back and your knees 24/7, in sickness and in health. Answering your questions, giving you some coaching, helping you get well and stay well. That's having a partner who's with you all the way. Cigna.
Georgia cotton farmers want you to know cotton is grown in 91 Georgia counties on over 1 million acres. Cotton makes a $2.5 billion economic impact and accounts for over 15,000 jobs in Georgia. Cotton's innovative production has lowered water use per pound of cotton by 75% since 1980. One bale of cotton can make 215 pairs of denim jeans or 700 towels. Cotton is a natural choice for Georgia.
Grayson Rams have now outscored South Gwinnett 109-0 in the last 2+ games here at Grayson Community Stadium. Of course, last year South Gwinnett was able to get the victory in Snellville, but the last 3 have been dominations by Grayson here in their home ballpark, and that has been the case again here tonight. But the score does not indicate how well the South Gwinnett defense has played. There have been 3 touchdown drives for South Gwinnett of 20, 15, and 5 yards. Just one legitimate touchdown drive, and by legitimate I mean the length of the field, a 61-yard drive. But that's part of the game, and John Small's team's got to figure that out. The turnovers continue to plague his team. A year ago, they started 1-4. They were able to go 4-1 in the back half of the schedule and make the playoffs. They're going to be 1-5. Actually, 2-4 officially after tonight. In case you missed the news, they did pick up a forfeit win. Their season-opening loss at Walton has now turned into a forfeit win for them, so they're officially 2-3 instead of 1-4 tonight. But just minutes away from being 2-4. Not much of a return right there for Cyril Ballard. There's a look at that schedule. See the forfeit win now official up top for the Walton. And now after tonight, they've got Archer at home, Parkview, Berkmar a week off, and then Shiloh.
Same quarterback stays in the game here that made that. He's 1 for 1.
Yeah, Seth Johnston.
Yeah.
Sophomore quarterback. Complete to Shaw. Elijah Shaw gets close to the sticks.
It really is. Even your backup, Malloy, number 18, we don't see him out there. The freshman running back, and so your Antonio Woods, he's a sophomore at running back. Johnson's a sophomore. Fleming's a sophomore. Shaw's a sophomore. It's the youth movement tonight, trying to make something happen for the Comets here in the fourth quarter.
Nothing's worked so far, so why not? Speed sweep. There's the sophomore, continuing the theme. Jalen Fleming on the carry. Fleming's had the one big play for South Gwinnett tonight on the kickoff return, and they didn't get any points out of that either. So it's 3rd down and short coming up for the Comets.
Well, he's got nice speed. I like Coach Small trying to get the ball in his hands any way that he can. You know, he told us, he said, hey, we've been in every game, and let's be honest, the scoreboard doesn't reflect it, but they're in this game. If it hadn't been for the 3 miscues, it's just a 7-0 ball game right now.
So 3rd down and short. John Small wants a timeout and takes it. And we'll check in with John Nelson.
All right, guys, let's go to Region 7, let you know what's going on. North Gwinnett, Norcross, the marquee game in Region 7 right now. They're both at the top of the ladder. After tonight, if things hold up, it will be Norcross, leading right now 17-7. That's in the fourth quarter. But Peachtree Ridge, no problems in their game tonight. They're at 42-0 and they are winning as well. Collins Hill and Mountain View. Collins Hill had a bit of an issue early. They're moving forward. Mill Creek also putting up a big number with Meadow Creek. So once again, you're going to have two teams probably 3-0 at the end of the night, one at 2-1. Probably 5 teams for 4 spots as we look at Region 7. More as we go, and more for the post-game show coming up after this game is over. Back up to Matt and Larry.
All right, looking forward to that. 3rd down and short coming up here for South Gwinnett.
Speaking of Christian Malloy, there he is on the sidelines. Not sure what his injury is. We've seen him come out of the game twice. Once late in the first half, again in the 3rd quarter. Outstanding freshman running back that Coach Small speaks so highly. Just couldn't get things untracked tonight against this Grayson defense.
9 carries, 30 yards for Malloy. 3rd down. Hard to run on this Grayson defense. Woods, no. They faked it. Ball is picked up by McDaniel after Johnston dropped it. Mikhail McDaniel with the touchdown. The big fella goes 34 yards for the touchdown.
Sorry, Matt. We went into it tonight thinking that we need to bring our rain gear. It's poured all right. It's poured just South Gwinnett mistakes and Grayson touchdowns here in Loganville. Big fella can move, can he?
Oh, yeah, we've seen him move. We've seen him just go by offensive linemen all night long, either bull rush him or just run right by him. And right there, he showed his speed by picking up that fumble and taking it in for the touchdown. It is 35-0. Mikhail McDaniel, as we take a look at the touchdown replay, the TCSG touchdown replay. Georgia Bulldog fans, he says he wants to be a Bulldog.
Football Fridays in Georgia on GPB is made possible in part by Regions Bank. It's time to expect more. Georgia's Electric Membership Corporation, lighting the way. Technical College System of Georgia, learn more, earn more. Cigna, go you. And viewers like you, thank you.
As a strong, stable bank, Regions is always looking for opportunities to boost the vitality of our communities. In addition to offering financial solutions for our customers, we are committed to supporting local initiatives and organizations that help our neighborhoods thrive. Regions is proud to be a partner with GPB in building a better Georgia.
At the heart of our community are the businesses that don't skip a beat. Georgia's electric membership cooperatives stand behind local commerce. Whether keeping farms running or shining a light on new ventures, we bring business, large and small, to our communities. Creating jobs, driving development, supporting dreams. Georgia's EMCs, powering our businesses, lighting the way.
Today, companies in the aerospace, advanced manufacturing, and film industries need skilled workers, and the earning potential is high. Go Build Georgia can show you where the jobs are and what skills you need to get them. And the Technical College System of Georgia has fast, affordable training for these great-paying careers. Build your blueprint for success at GoBuildGeorgia.com and look to the Technical College System of Georgia to put your plan into action.
$14-0 at halftime has turned into a beatdown by Grayson here in the second half. 35-0 now as we check in with John Nelson.
Matt checked in with the man wearing the wide hat, and everyone from this moment forward is going to have to be on the hop. We will be on a running clock with Grayson up 35 points. So for the remaining 9:07, it'll probably end up taking us 9:07, give or take a few seconds for changes of possession. So everybody on your hops and best behavior, because it's going to be 9:07 and 9:07 only.
Thank you, John. I don't think John Small in South Gwinnett will argue that too much. Things have gotten out of hand here, and it's just, I mean, essentially you've had 3 touchdowns score on short drives because of turnovers. You've had a turnover turn directly into points on the fumble recovery return by Mikhail McDaniel. So South Gwinnett has gift-wrapped this victory for Grayson, and it's turned into a beatdown at 35-0.
Christmas has come early. Don't look under the tree. Come December 25th. It was given to you right here.
Fleming from the 5. Fleming, nice strong run up to the 35-yard line, and that's where the South Gwinnett offense goes back in business. All right, if you missed it, this is how South Gwinnett has self-destructed tonight. That fumble by Fleming turned into a touchdown run. That bad snap turned into another Cameron Brent touchdown run. This fumble turned into a big return by Mel Jenkins and a touchdown. And then, well, you can figure this one out yourself. That is a touchdown. Mikel McDaniel. Johnston in there at quarterback. Pass was complete to Noel Hussey. Hussey with his first catch of the ball game actually lost yardage on the play.
Well, I like that the young Johnson's getting a chance to get some snaps here. Josh Shim, Jr., Coach Small speaks very highly of him. Couldn't get anything going tonight, but give Johnson a chance to get out there and see what he can do. Nice quick throw.
Pass is nearly intercepted. Johnston, the left-hander, of course, probably the greatest player in South Gwinnett Comets football history, was another left-handed quarterback himself, David Green. Went on to start at the University of Georgia and become the all-time winningest quarterback in college football history.
Also leading passer at UGA until a guy named Aaron Murray came along, I believe.
That's right. Murray broke his records. But David Green played for probably the most successful coach in South Gwinnett history, T. McFerrin. Of course, John Small was on T. McFerrin's staff, and says McFerrin, outside of his parents, probably had the biggest impact on his life.
I'm saying Colby Ransom there on the catch, but didn't get his feet in bounds, so incomplete, 4th down, and here comes the punt team as the clock continues to run.
So Johnston will stay out there to kick. High snap, Johnston heavy rush, gets rid of it. Hayes calls fair catch, makes it at the 38. What Southerner doesn't love barbecue? Find out where you can sample Georgia's best. Join the Georgia Traveler Crew as they go on the trail to find the best slow-cooked eats in the state. The Barbecue Show, this Sunday at 7 on GPB. And that's the kind of show you can enjoy.
You'd invent smell-o-vision. So
I was getting ready to say, the only thing that would make that show better is if it was interactive.
Watch it with a bottle of barbecue sauce right there in your hand, and you'll get the flavor, no pun intended.
Grayson back on offense, taking their time there at the line of scrimmage.
Play clock down to 10. Yeah, sorry, man.
Andrew Hayes with his first carry of the night.
Start to look at this Grayson team about to go 6-0. And begin to believe they'll be a serious contender here in November and beyond.
Well, they're currently ranked number 4 in the GPB top 10. One of the teams in front of them will lose tonight, since Camden, Lowndes, and Colquitt are playing amongst themselves. What is it? Lowndes is playing Colquitt tonight, right? And it's Valdosta and Camden. Or do I have it the other way around? As you take a look at Grayson's schedule, Shiloh, Central Gwinnett, Decula, the big matchup on October 24th. That game will likely decide the Region 8 championship, as both teams are undefeated in region play. Grayson about to be 4-0 here. in a matter of 4.5 minutes. 4-0 in the region and 6-0 overall. Grayson 2011 state champions, but that's just part of the story. As Hayes gets the carry, and Hayes down inside the 45-yard line. They played the state semifinals in 08 and 2010, state quarterfinals in 2007, 2009. Won 5 region championships, 3 undefeated regular seasons, 6 double-digit win seasons since the program started in 2000 under Mickey Kahn. 70-11. The 6-year stretch prior to last year's losing record, they had a 70-11 record. Andrew Hayes. Oh my goodness. Andrew. Ho, 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 ho.
26, Jair Matthews may not know his name right now. that was a pop.
That's a punish and run right there. Here's what it sounded like down on the field. Oh my God. Right under the chin. 14-yard leather popper there by Andrew Hayes. Grayson Rams, look at all their prospects. Justin Young committed to the University of Georgia. Daniel Fennell, 20 offers. Michigan State probably the leader for him. Muhammad Berry committed to Wisconsin. Jordan Hayes committed to Duke. Mikael McDaniel, saw him score that touchdown, has named Georgia as his top choice, yet he has not committed officially to the Bulldogs. And Cedric Assay also committed to Miami of Ohio.
Nice stiff arm there by Hayes. You know, talking to Coach Mickey Kahn, he talked about last year having to replace all 22 starters in that 2012 team. And so they spent a lot of the year just putting different guys in different places to see what would work. And it was just a constant chemistry set each and every week. Loves the teamwork here. Good senior leadership, strong young kids who listen to him. Says much better team chemistry across the board all the way around. Not moving guys around. Everyone knows what they're supposed to do, and they work together to get it done.
You know, and he also wanted to make a defense for that 2012 team. That was the team. You know, they won the state championship in 11, Kim Dietschy's junior season, and everybody, you know, thought that Grayson would just waltz in and win the 2012 championship because the year they won it in 11, they were all juniors, and so they came back as seniors. They were the odds-on favorites to win the championship. They got knocked out. They lost 2 games that year. They committed 8 turnovers in those 2 losses that season, and, you know, Mickey Kahn says those kids take a bad rap for not winning it all. It was a tough year. There was so much attention paid on this Grayson program because of Kim Dietschy and all the prospects. And, you know, he said there are several things we learned. Number 1, you got to walk away from the TV and put the newspapers down. And number 2, you can't commit turnovers in big games. But, you know, for all that said, and Andrew Hayes burst through the line for the touchdown to make it 41-0.
Yeah, but Andrew Hayes, that was the Andrew Hayes show, waiting for his turn, the junior running back. Every play on that scoring drive by Hayes, and we've got a flag on the field now, looks like. Out on the 4-yard line. Let's see what that is.
Unsportsmanlike conduct, I believe, on Grayson. 7 points for the Rams in the first, second, and third quarters. 21 points for the Rams, or 20 right now, pending the PAT to make it 21 here in the fourth.
Well, I tell you what, I mean, obviously there's always a lot to work on, but you know, the one dark cloud in this night for Grayson was all the penalties. Otherwise, a complete domination. South Gwinnett, again, a lot of young players. You take away, again, you look at what Grayson did last year in a year when they struggled, trying to figure out who can do what, and South Gwinnett right now, again, trying to see what works for them. But their defense, I think, should walk out of here with their heads held high. They did a nice job.
PAT is good, and it's 42-0. Just following up on what you said, Larry, and I think they figured out what they can do. they last year was the figuring out year. They figured it out.
Yeah.
They got it straightened out.
TCSG replay. Nice job there by Hayes. What a series for him. Yeah, there's no question. The team, the coaches, this entire staff and program, that year they spent trying to figure things out. You're right. They've got it figured, and now the question is how far can they take it?
And the question is, will South Gwinnett want to come back to Grayson Community Stadium and play anytime in the near future? Last 3 games for South Gwinnett in this stadium, they've lost 40-0, 41-0, and now tonight 42-0.
They might just avoid this completely, block out this address on their GPS. They don't want to come anywhere near this, even on a Saturday afternoon in April. (40, 41, 42).
Yeah.
3 years.
Yeah.
How do you score 43? Well, they'll figure a way out of it. They'll figure a way to score 43 next time they come here. At least Grayson hopes so.
Kick goes out of bounds.
It's such a short kick, I'm not sure if it's much of a penalty.
Now they'll just take it at the 37 instead of obviously the 35,
right,
which normally would be the penalty. So they'll just take it where the ball went out of bounds. With 48 seconds to play, Grayson about to be 6-0 and 4-0 in Region 8. And South Gwinnett about to drop to 2-4. Actually, the ball comes up to the 45-yard line, pardon me. About to be 2-4 and 1-3 in the region. Oh, they're going to put it at the 50. I thought that doesn't matter at this point.
I do believe Grayson has more yards and penalties than South Gwinnett has in offensive total yards. It's pretty close, I think.
Grayson's still getting after it up front.
Yeah, again, this defense, very tough to score against.
Much less run the ball.
Right.
I mean, golly. I mean, it's hard. You can't score if you can't even get a positive yardage on a play. Kyle Smolarski on that tackle. And that might have been the final play of the game. This one's in the books. Grayson, a 42-0 win over South Gwinnett. Comets didn't help their cause, and they certainly helped Grayson's cause with way too many turnovers that made it way too easy for Grayson to score tonight. And Mickey Kahn picks up his 120th victory as the Rams head coach and only 45 losses.
Matt, to follow up on that point, tonight, South Gwinnett 45 total yards on offense, and Grayson 75 yards in penalties. This is a defense that is really impressive. You know, I just, you know, as you're a coach, you scratch your head, try to figure out how do you get around them. You're not going to go through those big guys. We talked about, again, the 3 up front. Young, who's headed to Georgia, McDaniel, the junior, leaning toward Georgia at this moment. I mean, they're just 2 outstanding defensive ends. I think Chris Martin there in the middle is a very nice player too. And you've got the 3 linebackers there, or the 2 linebackers, both already heading elsewhere. And then Jordan Hayes doing what he's doing. A lot of talent here.
Yeah, Martin finished with 2.5 sacks and a tackle for loss as we check in with John Nelson down on the field.
Thank you very much, Matt. That was about as dominant a defensive effort as we've seen in a long time around here. Look at your defense for me tonight. What did you see?
All right. Well, we won the line of scrimmage, and we were able to create turnovers. I think we really wore them down there at the end, which created more turnovers. They just couldn't get anything going. Our D-line played really, really well. and created a lot of turnovers. And then our special teams. I mean, we get a turnover right there at the very beginning and get points out of it. And then there at the end, they snapped one out, and our punt return team got him out of bounds. And our offense, I'm proud of the way they took advantage of those turnovers and turned them into points. That was really good.
I was going to say, you're reading my cue cards all of a sudden. My next question was about that offense, taking advantage of those mistakes and giving them that confidence that you're going to need going down the region line.
Absolutely, and taking advantage of turnovers. I mean, that's what you want to do. You create the turnovers, and then offensively you got to come in there with that spark and take advantage of it, and we were able to do that tonight.
Where are you right now as a team, you think, after 6 games?
Well, we're 6-0, to state the obvious. But you know what? We're playing good football. We're learning. We've been a wing T football team, and we're learning some new things offensively, and I think we're doing a really good job with it. Defensively, I feel really good about where we are and what we're doing. Our front 7 and our back 4 played. I mean, they played lights out and doing really, really well. So, every day's a new day. Every game's a new game. We just got to go back to work on Monday, keep practicing, and figure out what to do next against Shiloh this week.
All right, congratulations on win 120.
Hey, you know what? Thank y'all for coming and doing the game. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Mickey. Post-game show starts right now. We're going to have Justin Young and Cameron Brent in just a second. We're surrounded, so that's a good thing. Back in a bit.
Thank you very much, John Nelson. We're going to kick off our GPB post-game show right now. I am Mark Harmon.
And I'm Claire Sims. We are going to have more post-game interviews. We're going to have highlights. We're going to have scores from around the state. It is all coming your way, leading up to a replay of tonight's dominant performance by the Grayson Rams.
And the season has gone by so fast. This is the 6th week of the regular season. We are in the second half of the season already. Time flies.
Oh my gosh.
I know. Well, let's check out the highlights from tonight's game. We've got the Grayson Rams. They came into this one undefeated, 5-0. They're now 6-0, taking on the Comets of South Gwinnett. And early on, it is Cameron Brent. He barrels his way 20 yards, steamrolling over guys, finding the end zone to make it 7-0. Then it's Chase Bryce to Cedric Assay. He takes it, number 8, for the quick 6. That makes it 14-0. That's your halftime score. Third quarter, Cameron Brent, 15 yards. He finds the corner. He finds the end zone. 21-0. Rams on top. In the fourth quarter, it's Chase Bryce to number 87, Ryan Carrier. This makes it 28-0, and this game is no longer in doubt. The Grayson defense was simply outstanding, harassing the South Gwinnett offense all day long. They only had 45 yards of total offense, and so just a great game by the Grayson defense, and we're going to have the play of the game coming up in just a minute.
Speaking of play of the game, now we're going to send it over to John Nelson, who has our player of the game. John, who is it?
Actually, I've got 2. I've got defense represented, and I've got offense represented. Justin Young, Cameron Brent. Okay, guys. All right. Who wants to defer, and who wants to take offense first? Who wants to go first? Oh, defense goes first. Okay. One of the most stout defensive efforts we've seen all season. I know that you guys pride yourself on your defense. Go through what you were seeing out there tonight defensively, Justin.
Well, defensively, we just had to execute and perform tonight. We worked hard all week. We had to execute during practice, and that's what we did all day.
All right, let's go to the offensive side of the ball, because if it wasn't for defense, this guy wouldn't have all the touchdowns. What was it like to have those short fields to take advantage of it?
It was very nice. I give all credit to the O-line. We worked very hard in practice in the game, and we just did what we need to do to get the W.
What about credit to the D-line, huh?
Yes, sir. They did a very good job. We had a pick 6, or Michael, he took it to the end zone. We just worked very hard.
All right, switching back over to defense real quick. Justin, where are you guys right now, do you think, as a football team? I asked Mickey where you guys are as a football team. He said the obvious, that you're 6-0. Yeah. But the rest of it, where do you think you guys are right now in this process?
Well, like Coach Kahn said, we're 6-0. We've been working hard all this time to be here, but we still have a lot of ways to go. We got what's it called? 9 more games left, including the state championship game. That's our goal is. That's what we're going to shoot for.
All right, one more question for the offense before we wrap it up on this end. How long do you guys rest and think about this game here and how dominating it was? Because you got Shiloh coming in next week, another stout defensive rival, because all these region games, Cameron, are tough from here on out.
We enjoyed the wins, but we know that we have to have a short memory because we have to reach our goals, and we take the W and we keep going along, but we have to come back Monday and work hard and keep doing what we're doing to stay consistent.
All right. Offense represented. Defense represented. Grayson, Represented. What else can I say? Let's send it back over to Mark and Claire.
All right, thanks so much, John. I hope you don't get carried away by all those students.